welcome to this 5-minute interview with me, myself, Naya, and a player up on the team of JBL speaker, Chewy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, doing good.
That's excellent stuff to hear. Looking towards the next match very shortly against the Eternal Beat-Drop Bears, what is going to be your main strengths and weaknesses?
I think the main strength for our team is we're a little bit like unorthodox, right? Like there are definitely
Yeah,
some comps that we have that are like pretty weird. I think you saw like in the last game, we kind of played like Roadhog and stuff. Like that wasn't like the full comp that we played, so we have like a comp with that. So I think kind of like a little bit unorthodox strats be pretty good for us. I don't know. It's hard to really say what weaknesses we have like as a team. I think biggest thing is probably just like staying focused, like not getting tilted, whether or not like we go down earlier or something in the matchup, and just like staying focused and locked in.
yeah, exactly right. I know the scores from the score lines that you have played Eternal Beat-Drop Bears, they weren't in your favor, but anything could happen up in the grand finals here of SPCS Rookie Division. But also, kind of walk me through your team's game plan for the championship matchup against Eternal tonight.
I think for the most part, it's kind of just sticking to what we play. Like I said, like we have a set amount of comps that we play. I think just playing to our strengths, not really trying to play into what the other team wants. Kind of just playing our game and keeping it that way.
Yeah, that's good stuff. You know, always keep up with that positive mental. I think that's also like really important too. But also up on that topic for game plan, would you say like is there a certain composition that you guys want to kind of run out up on?
I think recently the strongest comp that we've had has been like the Czar Reaper. I think it's been
Okay.
pretty good for us. I think we're like one of the first teams in rookie to like really play it, and then I think a lot of other teams started kind of copying it from us.
Yeah, it's actually super cool that you guys bring that strength of that composition against a team like Eternal tonight. I think that will actually do very successful in the game plan. But what would you say your three keys would be in tonight's game against Eternal Beat-Drop Bears to getting that victory tonight?
Uh, I think one that I've already mentioned is like just staying level-headed, like trying not to get too tilted or anything. Like no matter how we start out, I think with that also comes like not getting too hyped. Like if we go up early or we go down early, like let's just stay level-headed, not look too far into the future, right? I think another one is I don't know. I think I said this one also, just like kind of sticking to our own guns. Like let's play our game, not really feed into them.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
then I think just have fun. I think it's gonna be a fun matchup, and I think everyone on the team is just ready to come out and play and have fun. Most importantly.
Yeah, that's actually super cool to hear. Leading into tonight, do you have any like predictions up on like that score line? Do you think it's going to go far, or do you think it's going to be keeping kind of short in a way?
I think it's gonna be short for real. I think like me personally, I always come with the mindset that you're gonna win every game you played. So I think coming in with the mindset 4-0 is gonna be like the best way to look at it. Obviously, like things can change and stuff, but I think me, the team, pretty confident 4-0. Even like scrimming this week and stuff, we've like scrimmed with the anticipation that we're gonna 4-0. So I think going in with that kind of mindset is gonna be really good for us.
Yeah, excellent stuff to hear. And I know season one of SPCS, you had a lot of things planned against Esoteric as a Freakazoids player. Do you believe in what it takes to earn another championship for yourself and your JBL team?
Of course. I mean, I think this team like so I joined this team closer to the end of the regular season. I was on a different team previously that was in rookie. And when it, like even before I joined this team, they're already like pretty strong, right? They're still like the second best team um in the division, so kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
punching up towards Eternal Beat Job Bears. So I think just me being able to join, I've done my best to kind of like help the team, like strat wise, like bringing over like my own strats and stuff to the team, trying to help people where I can. But no, I think this team definitely has what it takes to win, and hopefully make it, make hopefully for myself we can get to like a 2-time or something, you know.
Yeah, it's going to be super exciting to see what you do as a player, Chewy, here tonight in Eternal Beat-Drop Bears matchup for the Rookie Division Final in SPCS Series 3. Welcome back to another interview before our whole entire SPCS Rookie Division matchup gets covered. I am Naya, and I am here with Keegs. First off, Keegs, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing really
That's
good.
excellent. That is so excellent to hear. I know that your team is trying to get ready for some pregame at the moment. I know JBL is about to be doing the same. But looking towards the matchup, which will be happening very shortly against JBL Speaker, what would you say your main strengths as a player would be?
As a player, so a long time ago at the start of this season, I've watched a lot of games throughout the season, and I've noticed, like, I'm a Curie player for my team. I looked at JBL's Curie player, Boo, and I was really impressed with just how they played the game. So throughout the season, I've been getting a lot of coaching on just how to play Kiriko, where to position, what to do, and I feel like at this point, I've confidently outscaled the JBL players. I also have a long history of playing against these guys, going all the way back to the Trank days, so I know them all very, very well. And
Very
so
cool.
I think their team has stayed together for a really long time. So I feel like today, at least for me very specifically, I'm confident because I believe we have the better support line on both roles, and also we have way better like knowledge of just what they want to do as a team because I've known them for so long, and they've been a very similar roster the entire time.
Yeah, that's excellent stuff to hear. And I know Chewy as a player, which you will be facing against tonight. Do you have any worries about taking on Chewy with your role?
So I'm actually really excited for that. I've been a big fan of Chue. I watched him a lot this entire tournament, and I've been hyping him up for the majority of the tournament as well. Last time we played him, I took some duels against him because I seek a few of those. I look for my
Yeah,
duels. I
yeah.
win my ones, and I was doing pretty comfortable. Tonight specifically, we're gonna have a tank trainer for our team, so it's kind of up to me as the player. I kind of like do a lot of like the knowledge for the game, especially with my real tank player not here. So it's up
Yeah.
to me to kind of like control my tank player because that guy's kind of an inter. You'll see Scotty up on stream later, um, and just make sure nothing's going wrong. But I'll still be looking for my ones against Chewy, and it should be a good game. Excited
Yeah,
for.
exactly. I guess moving on to the next question of this pre-interview before the rookie division basically happens for the final. What would you say? Like, kind of walk me through your team's game plan for the championship matchup against JBL tonight. I know that it's probably a lot to go through your mindset right now, but what do you think the plan would be?
So I guess the plan is just we've seen a few different like modes from JBL where they've had like Optibot's like their traditional tank player, and they have very traditional stuff that we've seen for a long time from them.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
they have Maru, who is like typically like the really good DPS player, like the hit scan player, but he flexes over to the tank sometimes, and then that's when they run into like a really different version of the JBL roster. So I guess at the beginning, since we're a little unconfident with a tank runner, just because that matters so much, it's kind of figure out how JBL plans to play their game today, take our time, and then after we fully adapt, we just go flip it back and get 4 maps in a row. But I'm fine dropping 2 before then.
And I know the like series score lines before this matchup were all in the favor of Eternal Beat Drop Bears, but talking about tonight's matchup, do you have any 3 keys in this tonight's game against JBL that would lead towards that victory?
Um, First one, we're gonna lock in. I don't know. It's just like I said, kind of figure out what they're playing. I'm very comfortable and confident with my DPS line. I think they are very good, and I think even though the JBL DPS line is also incredibly good, I do think we outplay them in a lot of situations. I'm also confident in my support line. I think we got it. The only concern is the tank lineup, right? But I think with enough time and enough information we find out, my tank player can outscale too. And if we're winning in all 3 spots, then kind of impossible to lose, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I guess this kind of finishes up the interview as we have 30 seconds left. Do you have anything else to say to the community here of SPCS before we launch ourselves into the action of this matchup?
I'm a big fan of the entire SPCS community. I appreciate everyone for just interacting with like rookie tier in general. We've had a lot of really fun faces this season, And it feels like, at least for me, it feels like it's the most tight-knit community I've ever gotten to play in. So I appreciate everyone for playing this season. I appreciate everyone for watching the stream tonight. And I appreciate everyone that plans to continue playing in the future.
Alrighty, you guys heard it from Keegs, and I am Naya once again. Let's launch ourselves back into the matchup in this pre-game warm-up for both teams that will be taking each other on tonight. Hello everyone, and welcome to the grand final of the Rookie Division here in SPCS Series 3. I am Naya, joined by Leapfrog on the side of me, and we have Eternal Beat Drop Bears taking on JBL Speaker. This is a story to tell.
Dude, I'm excited, man. It's been 2 months of jam-packed Overwatch, and it all boils down to our top 2 teams here in the Rookie Division. It's been a long road for these teams, but I know they're excited to get started tonight.
Yeah, it's so exciting, as we do have a little bit of backstory for both of the teams here. Eternal Beat Drop Bears, really dominant season. They've been really undefeated, but as well, JBL Speaker, you know, they've taken on Eternal Beat Drop Bears, and the series score lines of Eternal hasn't been in their favor. But let's take a look at that schedule up on what happened really against Eternal Beat Drop Bears and JBL. So, taking a look at the grand finals of Series 3, you got the Eternal Beat Drop Bears and JBL tonight. The Advanced Division, which is tomorrow at 7 p.m., that's going to be Billings Boomers versus no one else in the Advanced. But as well, Intermediate Division, you are going to have Eternal Fury with Joey Esports. Another story to tell there. I mean, Joey Esports is extremely dominant. I also think the more interesting matchup of this week is probably going to be Advanced Division here with Billings Boomers and no one else, just because of the skill level in between the two. I know it from basically the beginning of whenever I broadcasted here as a broadcaster. The Advanced Division always brought that skill level and mechanic usage from the players, but as well, it was so interesting and intriguing to watch as a broadcaster.
100%. I really envy the casters that are going to be able to hop on the mic Tuesday. I think it's going to be Rain and somebody else, but nonetheless, it's going to be nothing but great Overwatch being played all throughout the week. So make sure you're joining the Discord and staying up to date when the matches are going to be coming up, of course. But tonight, I've got, like I said, the Rookie Division is nothing to scoff at. We still got some dominant players. You can take a look at the standings here. It's been nothing but domination from both these teams, the number 1 and number 2 seeds respectively. And here they are in the grand finals as expected.
Yeah, grand final scene in between Eternal Beat Drop Bears and JBL Speaker. Both matches, maps, and map differential looking about the same. I mean, maps are a little more in favor of Eternal, but as I said, right, the series score lines in between JBL Speaker and Eternal Beat Drop Bears, it's more in line a factor of Eternal Beat Drop Bears, just from the series stuff that has been happening. But let's take a look at that bracket, actually. So you get to see Eternal Beat Drop Bears start off real strong from the round 1 to the semifinals and the upper finals, and you take a look at the upper final score, right? A 4-0 victory margin. That is a 4-0 sweep across the board, and if JBL Speaker want to prove something tonight, they most definitely can, because we got to see last week, JBL Speaker took on Nemesis. They 4-0 swept Nemesis. So that's a lot of momentum riding into this grand final series against Eternal Beat Drop Bears, I'd probably have to say.
100%. I think that momentum coming in from the lower side of the bracket, I think definitely makes a big difference. Just because you have that momentum, you have double the amount of matches you get to actually play and be prepared for the actual grand finals match itself. One thing I'd want to note too, I mean, obviously if you were paying attention to that interview, Eternal Beat Drop Bears, they actually need to swap out they have to get a ringer for their tank. So they're not going to have the same lineup as they did in the upper finals. Potentially something to look at. Obviously, they're still trying to repeat that performance from the upper finals in the grand finals itself. But I think JBL Speaker might have the advantage here.
Yeah, and as we know, Chewy is a JBL Speaker player. Chewy has actually previously won a championship in the Advanced Division of SPCS Series 1 on the Freakazoids team. So Chewy has that championship experience overall for himself, but as well a team experience too. But let's take a look at that season history, right? Both of the two teams have had a crazy match history in between a lot of other teams, but you get to take a look at the JBL Speaker side. You've faced an Eternal Beat Drop Bears team 3 times in the amount of span. Well, no, 2 times. I was trying to count the grand finals matchup, but no. As what Naya sees right now, it's a 0-3 and 0-4 for JBL Speaker. But the transition of that substitution coming in for Tank, that could play a big, crucial part of the series, as that scoreline factor might drop. As, you know, Eternal Beat Drop Bears, they said they might drop like 2 maps up in this. They might drop a couple more. But JBL Speaker, in the pre-interview, Chewy said, like, they want to win. It's the mentality. They want to go in, 4-0 sweep across the board, and that is a strong favoring factor for JBL Speaker. So let's kind of see up on how that kind of shapes out throughout the series. Best of luck to him, and best of luck to the team.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, you could say like, oh yeah, it's nothing integral, but it's kind of your tank player. You know, the only one tank you can have per, you know, per setup, per lineup. So pretty integral role when it comes to the actual lineup itself. But as you heard, Keegs is pretty confident in just rallying the team together and being that key decision maker and in-game leader that they need. So we'll have to see if that plays a factor into it. I don't think it will, because obviously you make it here not just based on, you know, the main 5 people. I think it just comes to the actual coaching, decision making, and just synergy you have with all the other players throughout your team and throughout the entire Swiss stage itself. Again, it was 2 months of grinding, so I know for a fact that these guys have a backup plan, hence in case Scotty got a lot riding on his shoulders. But if anybody could do it, I definitely know the Drop Bears can.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the head-to-head stats really showed it with the statistics of that scoreline differential. But let's take a look at the rosters here from both of these two teams in this Rookie Division Grand Final. So let's take a look at the DPS line. You got Magic, Otter, and Ant. Those are going to be 2 key players of this Eternal Beat Drop Bears roster. But as well, you have the substitution coming in, which will be that tank role, right? So Pasty will be in place of that. But Layla and Keegs up on the side of the support roles.
Yeah, we've obviously talked a lot about the DPS line. Obviously with Ant, you know, the past couple times we've seen him on stream, it's been nothing but domination, several MVP nominations throughout all of the roles. So definitely one of the, obviously number 1 seed for a reason, just completely dominant throughout the entire Swiss stage and the actual double elimination bracket. So let's take a look at the other team's roster. JBL, I think they're going to be sticking with their core team that they've ran all the way through the lower side of the bracket as well. But yeah, I'm really confident in JBL's ability to try to, you know, not allow this to go to another you know, sweep of a set. But you see on tons of different roles, they have Dire Raven, Boo, Maru, Chewy, Optibot, and of course Bionic Berry holding it down on the lone support for her.
Wouldn't it be crazy to see, like, well, obviously it's not going to happen, but if there was a possibility, like if we could have Barry play Mercy, we also get to see a Wrecking Ball up in the mix, even a Lucio. Hold on, wait, is JBL Speaker cooking something? Is the speaker booming for JBL? That's the real question that we want to answer here tonight, as the head-to-head differential is huge in between both the two teams. JBL Speaker, though, as what the interview really prompted from Chewy, is that they want to bring that strength into this game. They do not want to drop a map because it's a crucial factor in this series. So Leapfrog, I am so excited to be here with you for this Grand Finals Rookie Division matchup in the Series 3 of SPCS. But as we get to see and take a look, right underneath us, well actually right underneath you, is Oasis for Game 1.
I like it. I think it's the real Oasis this time. It's not a Layla troll us Oasis. So I think both the teams are pretty successful when it comes to the actual Oasis pick itself. I know it's been going back and forth, but I know for a lot of the teams, they want to start off hot. They want to get that first map win under the belt just so they can kind of set the tone of the series, especially with drop bears. I mean, obviously, every single win has been a sweep for them. They want to maintain that history and just keep that going. They have a 1-0 win-loss record when it comes to Oasis itself. JBL actually hasn't played on this map yet, but I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. I think their control is one of their best game modes, so I'm not too concerned about this map in particular.
Yeah, Oasis brings a lot of variety and composition. Oh, look at that background. Wait, this is kind of cool for an edit. But, oh no, my main hero getting taken out. Eternal Beat Drop Bears taking out the Lucio. I mean, it's in the name, Beat Drop. So Lucio's out. But JBL Speaker, I guess it also correlates towards their team name too, as they take out Winston.
Yeah, they want to remove the music, and you know what? We'll just take away the Winton too. So, interesting selection of characters. I definitely see Drop Bears going for the ban on the Lucio for a reason. I know JBL Speaker has really been reliant. If you guys watched any of the matches in the past when it comes to the rookie division, it's always been reliant on the tank for where they want to put a good focus of their support, and just overall focus is onto their tank, whether that be Optibot or Maru. It's always been the tank focus. Let them do the work. Let them try to carry their team to success. And you know, now might be the best time to do it, right? Now that you have your other team, you know, leaning on a completely new player to the mix, maybe not new, but maybe not too familiar with the actual synergy of their team, and maybe want to emphasize on that. So I think this is a great place to start, and what a time to do it.
Here we go, everyone. The moment that you have been waiting for. This Oasis Map 1 in between Eternal Beat Drop Bears and JBL Speaker. Will it be Chewy, the former Advanced Division champion, to get another championship under the belt in the Rookie Division? Or will it be Keegs to get something going? As we are back here up in the caster booth, I thought for sure that we would have gone back up in, but that's okay. That's totally fine. Production's messing around.
It's creating more hype, Nia. You got to understand that's how you set the tone. They definitely forgot to ban Lucio. It's all good. They're gonna ban Lucio right now, and then we'll go straight back into map number 1. But again, I'm super excited, and you're just toying with me, Solomon. You're just making me just. Oh, I'm so antsy for this map to start. Oh, he's going to hit me again. Yeah, just hype it up one more time.
All right. Oasis Map 1 in between JBL Speaker and Eternal Beat Drop Bears. Will it be Chewy to win another former championship win underneath their belts to lead JBL Speaker to this victorious win against Eternal Beat Drop Bears, which I know the head-to-head is kind of differential, but Eternal Beat Drop Bears, Keegs is going to be a massive player to watch here, as that pre-game interview has all stuff to say for this series matchup. JBL Speaker on the left and Eternal Beat Drop Bears on the right. Leapfrog, are you ready for this series?
Dude, I'm ready. Map number 1 of the grand finals, first to 4 action here in the Rookie Division, SPCS Series 3. Let's see who's going to take it in this map number 1. Let's get it going.
Here we go. JBL Speaker running out up on a Zarya composition. On the other side, Eternal Beat Drop Bears up on that ball comp. So a little more quick favor in Eternal, but JBL Speaker playing a little more safe.
Yeah, again, this is where I was talking about. They put the emphasis on the tank. They're just going to let the tank get as much charge as they can, try to emphasize damage overall over everything. And you can see right now, Blue just getting caught out of position, but it does not matter because Scotty in the back line already getting 2 big picks. Boo was already super low before that fight even started, and Optibot just following suit as well. You can see the Kiriko dangerously in a bad position, but again, the bubbles are going to be super crucial coming into this fight here. Tracer also helping out with the damage, and despite, you know, how that positional approach was, Eternal is actually going to be able to take that first point and fierce few percentages.
Yeah, nice way for Scotty to come in as a substitution, get that point strength in favor of Eternal Beat Drop Bears. But take a look at the pressure that Scotty's just trying to provide up onto JBL Speaker. JBL Speaker needs to play a little careful, right? As they do force the Suzu. Interesting.
Yep, Suzu's going to be gone, and you can see right there as well, Optibot unfortunately falling. And that's the thing you have to worry about too, like not having the Lucio to kind of get in and out of fights quickly. You have to be totally committed, especially with this slow team comp, now opting to swap to the Brigitte as well. You definitely are just hoping that your team is going to be able to, you know, stagnate on point, be that anchor, and just hold it down. And obviously diving in with the tank, but oh man, pulse bomb coming out from Otter onto Maru. Maru was staying alive the entire time, contesting the point, but alas, that's the last thing he's gonna do before he falls, and Scotty just helping pick apart their team with Otter.
Yeah, and this is fantastic work once again from Scotty, but as well Magic Otter to land the pulse bomb onto JBL Speaker's side. And taking a look at JBL Speaker's lineup, I mean, you got the Reaper coming back. You also got Boo, which is almost charging up that pulse bomb. So there's going to be ultimates up in favor for JBL Speaker taking on the Eternal.
Woo! All right, you can see Hog coming out from Maru here. He wants to try to isolate a target. And again, same exact thing. Big pick from Chewy right there. He's got Death Blossom waiting and ready. Is he going to try to isolate this Kiriko? He does. He baits out the Suzu and the Kiriko teleports, but it's not going to be able to get the pick. Oh, and Optibot helping clear up Otter. And now it's just Mines they have to deal with on point. Going to teleport out of harm's way, and now it looks like they're going to be able to stabilize. And at 99%, Eternal is not too, you know, they're not disappointed at all with this fight.
Yeah, and this Hog composition was actually something that Chewy kind of quoted for a preview of that interview before the match even started. So Maru's going to try and show the strengths against Scotty's Orisa. So more interestingly, they're running a counter into the Hog currently. How is Eternal Beat Drop Bears going to kind of co-sign into this, as Ant has that blade ready to go, but as well, that's World Ultimate.
Yeah, if you're ever going to swap, just do it right off the rip, because, I mean, again, you have a couple flights to play with. You want to build up some ultimates. You can see Ant actually going to get the Mach Nano straight into the back line. Omnibot's going to get put on his back. The rally's not going to be able to keep him alive, and it's just going to be the one domino that needed to fall to be able to flip this point back over into their favor. And with Scotty on the Orisa, they can physically move the Roadhog off the bot, or off the objective, and that's going to do it and wrap it up for objective number 1 here in this first map. Eternal Drop Bears, they're ready. They're hungry for this win.
Yeah, Eternal V-Drop Bears showing off real strong as that number 1 in the seeding ranking, but as well, JBL Speaker, they were trying to fight there. They put some percentage on the board. Let's take a look at that stat line here from both of the two teams. JBL Speaker, not so much in favor of the damage aspect. Well, I guess you can say, yeah, more up on the side of Chewy. Chewy has actually put more damage in than any other player from the side of Eternal V-Drop Bears, so that's a key significance.
Yeah. I think damage is going to be the focal point for JBL. It's kind of remarkable because normally I'm used to seeing Maru at the top of the leaderboard when it comes to actual damage. But then again, that's what you get when you have the Wrecking Ball on the screen. There's a lot of big body targets that you can kind of focus down, especially having a Reaper at your wayside as well. It helps. I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's definitely something to take note of going into this next fight here. You can see go to the high ground, kind of a risky position. Obviously, the environmental is always something you have to factor in. And Boo staying on the Symmetra. Interesting. Another completely different composition choice that they're going with. Oh, and he gets into Ant. Is this the answer? Double B, maybe.
Maybe, who knows? JBL Speaker with 2 above Eternal B-Drop Bears. This is huge to get the percentage running in favor. Chewy with that nasty headshot up on the Kings.
Make it 3. Chewy wants more. He wants the 4. But unfortunately, they're going to all back up. They're going to regroup with their team. You can see, again, I don't know how they're going to try to disrupt them off the high ground. They're really reliant on the Wrecking Ball to kind of force the bodies off the high ground. Because you just look at their team composition, it's so beefy. Again, when you have the Brigitte there, the armor, the Kiriko teleport, there's not too many targets that Tracer can easily isolate. You can see Blue Hand also being the on his lonesome, but thanks to Kiriko, he kind of gets out here. And now they're kind of resetting the playing field a little bit. I'm surprised that JBL opted to take the fight off the high ground. I would just stay on the point and just keep getting that percentage up. Maru's at a pretty decent percentage, getting people pretty low. Magic Otter's working on a pulse bomb incoming. You can see teleport on the wayside, but Chewy getting on the kill feed once again.
Yeah, Chewy there once more up onto the kill feed. 2 down for Eternal B Drop Bears as Scotty is going to get taken out by Maru. So JBL Speaker really locking in with that coordination and communication from their side. But as well, I like how they're controlling it against the ball, which could easily hit them off that high ground.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I really hope for this next fight they actually opt to stay on the objective, because I just don't think there's any reason to like overextend and push out into this point right here. I mean, sure, you're getting maybe a little bit charged for the Zarya here. Oh, and they're actually going to commit maybe to the Death Blossom here. And all in alone with a single reflecting Genji. What are you going to do? Not going to be able to pull that trigger quite yet. Nobody's, looking hungry for this Death Blossom, but Scotty's going to get caught out of position again. And despite what I was thinking, they're just playing the front load and they're looking really successful. I think they're just capitalizing on Maru having this high charge.
Hey, you know what? This is a player to watch out for. Chewy ready to go with the Reaper Blossom, but Boo as well ready to go with the wall. JBL Speaker stacked for that ultimate economy as 98% overtime's gonna tick.
Blue and no! 5 ultimates ready for JBL. Didn't have to use a single one to get this pick. You can see these minefields are going to be super crucial for their team. Boo needs to find a way out of the position, but you can see Rally going to keep their team nice and healthy. Opti bought the mock tank for their team, and the single grab onto the Genji looks like that's going to wrap it up for Eternal Drop Bears. 100-0 turnaround potentially, unless a miracle can be made here for Keegs, and unfortunately the miracle will not come. The Tidal Blast just to kind of stagger on to point as long as they can, but Blue Hen is not going to last long. 100-0 retaliation. I like the changes they've made, and they are going to a final objective here in this first map. Let's go.
Dude, these scrims are showing for JBL Speaker. I mean, the practice makes perfect, right? JBL Speaker able to get the neutral here up on this first map of Oasis, and take a look at that change of stat line. I mean, Chewy's still providing that damage aspect, but as well, you get to take a look at Keegs. Keegs is doing a good job with the healing currently. The support line for both of the teams is actually cooking. But yeah, I mean, huge monumental factor for JBL Speaker here. I'd probably have to say.
I love how both the supports on both teams respectively are doing good in their own categories. Like while on the Eternal Drop Bears, they're focusing mainly on the damage. JBL is emphasizing on the heals. Almost 5k for both of them versus 3k healing on Eternal Drop Bears, but they have almost 4k damage respectively as well. Complete swap of the comps. Ants going over to the Pharah. No more Genji Blade. Doesn't want to have to deal with the double beam targets. And now with no hit scan from JBL.
Oh no.
And it looks like maybe swap off of the Reaper potentially. I mean, maybe it's not a bad pick. I think they definitely need a hit scan though to try to deal with this Pharah.
Who knows though? Will JBL Speaker kind of keep the Reaper against a Orisa maybe, or try and force that support backline ability? Who knows? Chewy's gonna try and proficient that up in this one, but Magic Otter, I mean, losing some HP there as we get to see the HP bar just kind of go back up now. Eternal B Drop Bears is in a more favoring position here, I'd probably have to say.
Yeah, but that's the thing. How now that Maru's got this charge, all he's got to do is just kind of walk the Orisa down, and Orisa can't really do much with staying on that fight. They get a trade here, and you can see Boo actually swapping off the Symmetra, going to the Cassie. Now they have something to deal with this Pharah as well, but alas, you just got to make sure you get the Zarya onto the point with your supports, and I don't know if Scotty's going to be able to stay on this Orisa for too long, especially considering how much charge Maru's got right now. Working on a grab, Bluen's getting dangerously low, almost falls right there. One more secondary shot to the back line might spell death. You can see Chewy just helping him, trying to chunk down Orisa, and now no more bubbles on the site. They're going to grab onto the corner, onto the choke, and they're going to be able to blow up Bluen.
Oh no.
Are they going to be able to teleport out? They are going to be able to teleport out, and yeah, and it looks like that Terra Surge is not going to pay off for Scotty. Was hoping for a miracle play, but the only miracle you're going to find is how you can teleport randomly back to Swan.
Hey, you know what I'll say, Leapfrog, is Maru's really controlling these Zarya with these shields, right? As well as just the whole entire team of Eternal. These shields are really impactful against Eternal B Drop Bears positioning kind of wise of things, where they want to try and scout out these players, but with those shields, it's so hard to get the pick.
100%. It's a lot less likely you're just going to get a random burst of damage to get that elimination, and we're not going to be able to capitalize on that tidal wave right there. I thought we're going to be able to walk in with that, thanks to that speed boost you get from it, it's kind of like your initiating tool, but not going to capitalize on that. Again, Scotty just takes so much damage, and that's what I was talking about. You don't have to worry about, just being able to hold that point. Death bots him to the back line. Chewy not going to be able to find anything, and the barrage is not going to find anything either. No DPS ult, nothing, dude. Every single DPS ult getting shut down. Let's see if Magic Otter can find any luck with his. He's getting some support on that high ground, but he's getting pushed down immediately, and no ultimate kills from any of the DPS on any side.
Hey, pretty much even, if we got the say here up on the broadcast. 57% in running for Eternal Beat Drop Bears. Kitsune Rush in favor of Keegs. The JBL speaker, they have that grab ready to go as Chewy's just trying to apply some damage, but getting back to the team.
Whoa, solo grab on the Kiriko. Keegs was not happy about that one. He said, you want to be the solo man, then be the solo man you shall be. And it does not matter because Scotty is actually going to be able to isolate Maru, keep him off the point for just for a moment and get him eliminated. Unfortunately, lost a crucial ultimate, I think, there in Maru. I think he got a little too zealous trying to get that Kiriko off the high ground, and it's going to cost him because now they've got no charge, no ultimates coming into this fight besides the Kitsune Rush. Might be something to look out for, but again, with no ultimates to really combo with this, it's going to be hard to capitalize and find a pick.
Possibly. It's been all back and forth against JBL Speaker and Eternal Beat Drop Bears on this map 3 of Oasis. Scotty ready to go with the ultimate for Eternal, but JBL, they could answer with that Kitsune Rush. Let's see what happens. Kitsune pops.
Okay, Kitsune on the high ground. Scotty just gonna solo Terra Surge, and unfortunately the only damage wheeler you had is gonna fall, and it looks like that's gonna be the last fight that they're gonna have here. It's all up to Boo trying to get the big picks, but it's not gonna happen. And you can see Bionic Barrier not gonna be able to last much longer beyond that as well. And despite how close that map was, it seemed like once Eternal understood how to deal with the Zarya and how to isolate him, it was kind of lights out for that third and final point.
Yeah, and really close first map or just matchup in the series here in between two of the highest seeded teams in this rookie division to qualify for this grand finals. And I gotta say, they are bringing the action as we get to see that nice join group there. But always a funny moment here in SPCS rookie division or intermediate or advanced. But Leapfrog, we already have Eternal Beat Drop Bears up 1-0. JBL Speaker kept it real close. What do you think about it?
Yeah, this is definitely better. I think they have some ground to cover, but it's not completely a one-sided fight. I was afraid it was going to be like one of those repeat moments, almost like a replay from the upper finals, but they look very competitive going into this.
Yeah, very much so. As I said, JBL Speaker really was practicing this week prior to the Eternal Beat Drop Bears final, which we are in right here broadcasting. But yeah, JBL Speaker, like behind the scenes for their team, they've been really trying to lock in with that composition against Eternal Beat Drop Bears. And I gotta say, stuff is definitely showing. I would probably say, like after that first matchup there up on Oasis, they kept it close. That first map in Oasis, though, there was more leaning side to Eternal Beat Drop Bears, but I think crucially, like whenever they hit the midpoint of Oasis, they really found that turning point and made sure to lean more into the aggressiveness.
Yeah, and one thing I want to note too is that that they're able to make adjustments so quickly during the match. They're not waiting till it's too late, because I think that first point was a pivotal point of what I was talking about, being able to make those adjustments early on in the fight. Because I mean, being able to know when to swap off ball is just as important as knowing when to play ball. Because again, when you saw the Road Dogg come out, they immediately said, they pulled the plug and said, let's just go Risa, get the point back, clear them off point, and then steal the deal. And despite even going against the Zarya, same exact scenario, they said, all right, let's try the Pharah, let's try the Cassidy, let's get the tank off the point, focus them down, and win this objective.
Hey, if Chewy's watching, I got that black pit hat on. The Freakazoids won with that thing on, so I got to represent that Series 1 of SPCS for Chewy and the underdogs, which would be JBL Speaker. But yeah, Servosa next matchup here in between these two. Looking at the two teams so far, I know that we already got the kind of say what happened up on Oasis, but what do you think leading into this Servosa matchup could JBL Speaker possibly do to match that rhythm?
I'm guessing that they're trying to, now that they have Lucio back, I think they're just going to try to remove the wrecking ball altogether. Because despite how close that match was, I think if they had a Lucio there, I think it definitely would have changed the tempo and the rhythm they like to play. Because like you said, I think aggression is really good for this team, and I think that they really strive off of that. But not having a Lucio kind of slow things down a little bit and make things not as decisive as they'd like to be. So let's see what they decide to actually ban going into this. And the Zarya being banned from Eternal, I see the vision there, but I counter you that their Junker Queen I think is actually better than their Zarya.
Yeah, I mean, low-key, I do think with Eternal banning out the Zarya, it is a smart choice. That was obviously something that favored JBL there and Oasis, but now JBL, I mean, you got a smart decision to choose here between Eternal, which is up 1 point. Now, real close first map one. I think truly, if they could go with a support ban here, I think it would more favor them.
But that's the thing, though. Which support do you try to ban here? Do you just try to ban the Wu Yang?
Kiriko.
I don't know, because I feel like Kiriko really works in it. Well, oh, you know what? That would make sense too, especially if they plan on putting Optibot on tank here. Optibot is kind of like their go-to Junker Queen, but instead they're going to ban the Sojourn. So I like that they're kind of leaving it open-ended, so they can still make changes in between their actual support duo. Mm-hmm. I'm not opposed to this. I like the Sojourn ban.
Yeah, I like it too. Maybe they're waiting to have that support ban later on in the series for JBL Speaker, but let's try and think of what's gonna happen here. I know Servasa brings a lot of compositions that these two teams could run here, but you need JBL to neutral this kind of head-to-head stat differential here up in this grand finals, because all the matches previously to this one, it's been more in favor of Eternal with that up-running position.
I don't know. For this Flashpoint coming into this, the actual head-to-head standings between these two teams, it's actually dead even. They're actually both 2-0 on Flashpoint and Servasa specifically. So they're definitely even in terms of like how they actually want to approach this match. So it's just a matter, again, the 1 and 2 seed just colliding heads again when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. What do you get? You get nothing but sparks right now. So I'm excited to see this match too, because if it's anything like that first map, we're gonna have one hell of a night.
Oh, so true. And I mean, this series could go on for basically forever for these players that are playing the game, but not too long for us as broadcasters, because we get to see all the games basically overlaid for us. But yeah, Servasa next up. Definitely be excited, SPCS community, because JBL Speaker needs the win here against Eternal B-Drop Bears to kind of upset that more favoring sweep of what Eternal B-Drop Bears is trying to do. So I think there is a more kind of cohesive side favoring in JBL Speaker here towards this Servasa matchup, because I mean, you didn't ban the Reaper. You could still play Reaper in the Brawl compositions that you want to provide, but as well, like, let's say if you want to bring Sim out, you can too, but you don't have Zarya, so you gotta kind of think of a different tank to match up against what Eternal is going to try and run out at you.
All right. Let's see who's going to be able to take it here on Servasa map number 2. JBL, I think, really for their team to kind of lock it in, I think they just need to get a single map win. That's all they need to kind of, change their mindset going into this and just say, we can beat these guys. We've been swept time and time before, so I think if they can get one map win, it's all they need. And that's what happened to me when I try to eat too big of a bite, man. I get locked up.
Yeah, alligators are showing here for Servasa, but as well, these two teams in this series here up on this map. JBL Speaker kind of try and rotate to Maru up on the Junker Queen composition. So yeah, this is something that you kind of hinted, right? So JBL Speaker, they're going to be running with that rush. Eternal B-Drop Bears still up on that Orisa with Scotty. This is pretty much interesting.
Yeah, and let's see how they try to deal with this Junker Queen approach. And Dire Raven actually coming in here for Bionic. Now that Lucio's back in play, you know what they're going to do. They're about to be wall riding and blasting some music. Let me hear some Fetty Wap playing. But you can see right now, Chewy trying to be the engaging DPS here. Straight to the backline with Maru. Scotty getting forced off the high ground. Nobody's getting dangerously low quite yet. Kegs is probably the lowest on the side of Eternal Drop Bears. We can see right now the Genji's dueling it out in the corner. Basically, one of them falls. It's going to be a domino effect, and they're going to make the approach. The point going in favor of JBL right now, but they're going to try to actually win this here. If they find a win, it's going to be big. Dire Raven jumping to the back. Keeks getting caught out of position, and man, there it is. The rest of the team's going to follow suit.
All right, here we go. JBL Speaker blasting the music when they need to against Eternal B-Drop Bears, as they were in favor of that, as JBL Speaker now is looking more forward to beating Eternal B-Drop Bears up on this first point of Saravasa. So they've been holding this pretty more favorably against Eternal, but how can they do it here if they rotate as Scotty's trying to do something?
Okay, they're cooking. And I think, again, Magic Otter back on the Tracer, I think this is what really helped their team out a ton as well, being able to isolate certain targets and stuff, while their front line has to play a little bit slower. The back line is always vulnerable on both sides of the coin. And you can see Boo kind of helping Maru clear up the back line, and Maru just chomping down the kill feed right now. 3 picks for Maru. As you can see, Magic Otter can do nothing except watch his whole team fall, and this first point go in favor of JBL, 100-0.
Hey, as you said, maybe JBL Speakers blasting the Fetty Wap for this Saravasa matchup because they're already up 1-0, right? Eternal B-Drop Bears, they gotta do something here, as Scotty actually gets the headshot up on the boost. So, I mean, read my words.
That was Kegs. That was K. I think this man got the little tickle that he needed to get the kill. But you can see Kitsune Rush being used early. Despite being a man down here, straight to the back line, Kegs has to force the teleport. Suzu as well. Not going to be able to retaliate with anything else quite yet. Bluin getting dangerously low. Optibot falls here. But this actually still might be winnable for JBL Speaker as they commit the B. Chewy commits the Blade as well. Terra Surge on point. No connection. But Boo is going to be able to come back to the point in time and get the picks. But he's got to make it count. Scotty. Oh, no. Kegs, not like this.
Oh, okay. So that's actually a really big mistake, I would probably have to say. You don't have a support ultimate just yet, but you are coming back with that Lucio Beat Matrix, right? So Eternal will have a support ultimate, and they will also have 2 DPS ultimates heading up in the JBL Speakers, only 1 ult of Maru. So Maru needs to play this really, really strategically around a corner and catch every person of Eternal B-Drop Bears.
Yeah, and right now all you got to do is just bait out Kitsune, or bait out the Suzu. If you bait that out, it's going to be go time for the ultimate itself, unless Maru decides he wants to commit to it. Woo! Dire Raven going to fall here, as well as Chewy. I hope they don't make a big commitment here. They've already down 2, a crucial 2 players, in fact. And you can see right now they're kind of just trying to stagger on point. Ant's committing the Blade as well. So both DPS ultimates used from from Eternal Drop Bears, but they flip it at 74%.
74%. Stopped for JBL Speaker. Maru still with the ultimates. No other ultimates, though, up on the Speaker side. Eternal B-Drop Bears, they have the Lucio ready to go. Scotty almost ready to go with theirs, currently 74% and charging. But yeah, I mean, Eternal B-Drop.
This is a kind of precarious position. I don't know if you're going to be able to use your ult here without flinging off the map.
Oh,
okay, he's still going to be able to do it here. Beat coming out just in time for Bluin, but Kegs is not going to be able to find it and is actually going to fall here. Kiriko is going to wind up getting traded. Boo's going to fall as well. Terra Surge on point. The Boob just to make sure they can isolate people either off the map or into the Terra Surge. Which way you want to die? By my sword or by the plank?
Yeah, I mean, wonderful usage there from Eternal B-Drop Bears as they, follow up on Maru's ultimate with the Lucio beat, but as well, you also have Scotty's, which popped there too. So Eternal trying to get this one in favor here as JBL Speaker need to touch this.
Dude, why? No. Boo, why did you go that way? Unfortunately, tried to go get the touch right there for their team, but went straight into the enemy lines, and they're not going to let that Tracer pass, no matter how many doubloons you have. And it looks like it's going to be a reset again for JBL Speaker. Not going to be able to get the touch again. I think that definitely would have been a turning point for them if they were to be able to get a couple ultimates going into that fight. But, not a big deal. Still tie game right now, and now they can go into this third point with a ton of ults.
Yeah, 100%. JBL speaker ready to go with Chewy's ultimate, a Blade Optibot ready to go with the Kitsune Rush. Kitsune Rush will get popped here, both. Pulse lands.
Ooh, and you can see ultimates being used, but connections always working for JBL. And that's the key difference. I want to point out that every single time JBL decides they want to commit ultimates, they're the ones getting the picks. Meanwhile, Eternal feels like they have to use ultimates just to survive or just to sustain certain fights. And even with the blades and the pulse bombs, they feel like it's very small in comparison to the ultimates that JBL's been using.
Yeah, so JBL speaker ready to go. Dire Raven could possibly pop this beat against a Blade or a Pulse Bomb from Eternal Beat Drop Bears, but will Eternal aggress this kind of easily here against JBL? Or will Chewy just absolutely dominate?
No!
Oh no, Dire!
No Suzu from Optibot. Dire Raven unfortunately gonna fall to that, and they're gonna actually use the rampage and only gonna find the Genji, but he's still gonna wind up surviving. Just kidding, he's not gonna survive for too much longer. And that was, I may have cursed it for a second because that was a big ultimate commitment from JBL speaker. Oh my god.
Yeah, JBL speaker, I mean, it's all in the name for them. They stop it at 67%. But yeah, I mean, I gotta say, Eternal Beat Drop Bears, they could still be running with this. I know Chewy has that Blade ready to go, but they gotta play extremely smart, right? They got that beat up in the backhand of Scotty's ult. So let's just kind of see what happens.
Oh, they're going to be able to get it out. The Blade comes out before the beat is going to be built up. Oh, Terror Surge going to rip him back in, but you see the speed boost is just going to be able to keep him alive. Dire Raven, she made a great decision to be able to speed their team back into that fight there to get the Genji that Blade kill. And that's, I'm telling you, it's the big domino. The one kill that you need is the one that shifts the momentum for your team. And they're going to be able to get the Orisa shortly afterwards. And now nobody else but the Tracer to help contest this point. And they're definitely going to contest right here, because this is really good contest work. Because, I mean, they were at 60 when they lost their Orisa, and they're going to be able to get it to all the way to 99% before they get this flip. And now it's a one fight situation for both teams. Flashpoint ticks infinitely faster than a normal control point, so they have to get back, and they have to get back fast.
Yeah, 100%, as Optibot was taken out of that situation. So Optibot needs to use their TP to get back to their team. So Eternal Beat Drop Bears, they don't have an ultimate just yet. Boo has their Pulse Bomb, so if they want to go quick, they most definitely can.
Oh, they're hunting.
Oh,
Kiriko
no,
not going to be able to get fine, but Magic Otter not going to be able to get anything with his Pulse Bomb because he falls. Big dive straight to the back line. You can see, unfortunately, King's getting an isolated target. Junker Queen being a big call out to the back line, and every single time she shouts, she will find a body to slice and dice with that Carnage Axe, man. So much damage just on one target every single time. If you're a squishy, you're just praying that a Suzu comes out immediately after you get axed.
JBL speaker is fighting for their life here to get a point and absolutely mess up the whole entire head-to-head differential for Suravasa here. So, I mean, JBL speaker, there's a lot of possibilities here. You still got the Kitsune Rush, but you get to see Maru there almost with the ult. Well, Maru kind of popped this quick here to force a Kitsune Rush of Keeks.
Optibot, you got to be on point with this. Oh, and here we go. Keeks not going to be able to Suzu anybody. No, that was a big whip on the Suzu. Oh, and Optibot. Maru getting stuck, but still actually getting the kill onto Optibot. And I was just about to say, Optibot needs to be so much better with these Suzus, because it's one of those things, like, it's like a staple to counter the Pulse Bomb with the Suzu. And because of that decision to actually not be able to Suzu that, they actually win this point. That was crazy. There's so many picks on the side of JBL speaker, and somehow Eternal Beat Drops win that fight.
What happened, JBL speaker? What happened? Eternal Beat Drop Bears really beat dropped on you, I guess. But yeah, I think the Bears are cooking right now. They got the percentage running, 27 and counting, and Scotty ready to go with their ults. But as well, you have the Lucio. Oh wait, take a look at the damage.
Yes, yes, sir. No teleport either. There's going to be able to capitalize, and you see every single time Scotty is just forced to use Terror Surge just to kind of contest and try to keep their supports alive as best they can. Ant is going to be able to come back with their own blade as well. Keegs is just a primary target every single fight. Kitsune Rush on the point, but OptiBot, I definitely like this call right here because you want to be able to flip this over. And even if Eternal Drop Bears lose this, they're still going to be out of a significant percentage lead. And I don't think it's going to matter if they get at 80% because, again, how fast this ticks, it's going to be a one-fight situation again.
Wow, Boo able to get 2 there. I mean, so much damage coming out here from JBL Speaker with the engage of Chewy's blade, but as well, they followed up with a good couple ultimates. So JBL Speaker set ready, Maru trying to charge up another JQ ult, Boo ready to go with the Pulse Bomb as they get ready to set up here. Maybe they could land one.
Yes, they get one. Stick. Suzu's baited out, so now they don't have anything for this next fight here. But Ant has already used the blade, but Maru gets a pick. No, not going to be able to build up the rampage in time, and now they lose their tank. They lose their primary damage dealer, and I don't know how they're going to be able to sustain and be able to win this fight, and it looks like they're not going to be able to. They're going to just try to contest from the wayside, but now that they flip back over, they're going to have to just stagger onto point just to try to get their Junker Queen back into the fight, and they're actually just going to let it go.
Wow, that is a very, very much decisive decision. I'm not too sure if that was smart or not, because now you have Eternal Beat Drop Bears leading into this 5th and final point of Servasa with a lot of ultimate value, I would have to say, because you got the Kitsune Rush, but you as well have the Orisa.
Yeah, I think Terra Surge, he's been saving it. Scotty's been primarily saving the Terra Surge every single time the Genji blades. Oh no! Maru! Straight off the map. That's what I was talking about. You have to be really careful when you decide to use that. But it looks like the damage has already been done. Still going to be able to capitalize and be able to close out that point. And man, you can see the Genjis are flying all over the screens like they got a Red Bull in their back pocket, bro, because they got wings.
Red Bull gives you wings here upon the SPCS Series 3 broadcast. JBL Speaker, I mean, look, they cap it. They got the percentage running. They're ready to go. And I think Chewy has been putting in that work right now as they got the blade ready, but they need to get healed up.
Okay, and as well as that, I think Chewy, if he uses a blade early here, bait out the Terror Surge. Just kidding. Nothing gonna happen except you die. And I'm really hoping Scotty saves up this. As I say, Pulse Bomb being used as well for Magic Otter. I hope Scotty is gonna be able to save up this Terror Surge just so they can save it for the blade, but actually gonna commit to it. Pulse Bomb opens a big Pulse Bomb from Boo. 2 big picks here. Are they gonna be able to sustain and hold that point? Genji's coming back in time. Keg's gonna be able to teleport out, but not gonna be able to survive. Lucio gonna try to keep their team's hopes alive with the survival speed, but it's not gonna happen. And Magic Otter just needs to regroup back to their team. 75% and counting, and now Chewy's got nothing to counter his blade here. Such a big turnaround ult from Boo.
Absolutely massive, as JBL Speaker still has ultimates in their economy value. Ant is charging up the blade, but as well, I mean, Chewy's just gonna go straight in and force the beat.
This is perfect. This is perfect. Straight to the back line. OptiBot unfortunately going to fall, so they're not going to have Kitsune Rush, but the damage feels like it's already been done. Scotty getting dangerously low, but how are they going to be able to survive this? Maru just trying to chunk down the tank, trying every way they can, but the Twirl's going to be able to keep them alive, and the Suzu's going to help sustain 99%. I think they're going to have to reset and try to go one more fight. Yeah, Chewy was hoping to get that one blade kill that could have secured the map. But now, one fight to get the single map, the elusive one map that they need, right? They only need one to kind of shift the tides in their favor.
Yeah, this is absolutely crazy, Leap. So Eternal Beat Drop Bears, they get the point now up in their favor, the percentage is running, and they have these ultimates. Both DPS, they have a support coming up. JBL Speaker only has their Kitsune Rush, but they will be popping this immediately.
Okay, I like it, because now Maru getting close to the Carnage as well. The Rampage going to be incoming, and Kings is the last support left standing for Eternal Beat Drop Bears. They're going to use the Kitsune Rush. They want to keep it there. Pulse Bomb onto Chewy. Ultimate's going back and forth, and now it's just a Tracer they got to get rid of off this point. So low. Magic Otter needs to survive as long as they can. Kings is also trying to help them alive. What a knife onto the Tracer. 1 HP gets the pick. They need to get rid of this Tracer, and they're not going to be able to do it. 80% now. Now it comes again to one more fight here. Dire Raven, she's got to come up clutch here with this beat. Maru swapping over to the Doomfist to try to get back to the point in time. Can Boo touch?
Oh,
they do.
They do.
Oh no, but now no more DPS. It looks like they're gonna fall again. Pulse ball onto Scotty, but he's the Terror Surge. Oh, he has the Fortify as well to survive. And just like that, they brought it all the way back from the brink of defeat. A 99 reverse on the final point. And map number 2 going to Eternal beat Drop Bears.
Dude, that is absolutely incredible. What a Servasa matchup. No reason why they were both 50-50 up on Servasa or Flashpoint. Like, that is crazy stuff. So Scotty was able to get the play of the game there, but wow. You know, even though that the series, like, let's say if the series weren't to go too far into, like, all the maps, we still got to see a crazy Servasa game in between two of the both teams. So, yeah, Eternal is up to maps here, but a crazy showing from both.
I mean, I'm speechless, man. Naya, I can't believe that they brought it back right there. That was unfathomable. The amount of pulse bombs that shifted the tides of the fight. That's what I was talking about, how important it is for these ultimates for DPS. Because again, at the start of that map, JBL Speaker was getting huge ultimates. Boo was getting these double pulse bomb kills. Chewy was making so much space with the blades that it was making it really difficult for Eternal to make the approach.
Yeah, I agree. And there was a lot of ultimate usage that went into favor in some of those fights, and it really led to those monumental changes. But yeah, I mean, so much exciting things for our whole entire community that is watching this broadcast here in the Twitch chat. So, like, they are probably hyped up after that Servasa match.
100%. I can see everybody going crazy, all caps right now. So that's how I know you're screaming at the top of your lungs like I am right now. My wife is going to be pissed at the end of the night if this match goes the distance.
Hopefully not, man. Hopefully not. Yeah, you know, it's so exciting to kind of see what happens in between two of these teams. But yeah, I'm probably looking forward to this Kings Row matchup, as there's a lot of things to say in between, because you just got to see both of the two teams run an insane aggressive strength in between each other, and the defensive holds with ultimates were absolutely crazy. So I mean, this Kings Row matchup, if you're running brawl, rush, dive, whatever composition it is, I bet it's going to be the same exact thing. So let's try and think of what these bans could be, especially for JBL Speaker, but as well Eternal.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be nothing but jam-packed action matches every single time. Let's see what Eternal decides to ban first, and they're going to just get rid of the Reaper right off the rip. So Chewy, unfortunately, or fortunately for me, I like seeing more Genji gameplay, has to stick with the Blade guy.
Yeah, this is a little unfortunate, though. I think Reaper is a powerful pick for Chewy, but as well, I mean, crazy showing up on the Genji there, up on Servasa. So yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. I think Genji is a for sure character that Chewy's going to be playing here, but you don't have DPS. Oh, wait. Oh, no. I don't think Eternal Beat Drop Bears are going to like this ban at all, because Wrecking Ball's out, and I think that's a big strength.
I don't know. I think out of all the maps to ban Wrecking Ball, this is kind of the strangest one to do it, because I feel like we've seen Scotty really. I don't know. His Orisa's been looking really good, so I just think you get rid of the Orisa here. And just because, I mean, how many like quarters and corners that you can play? There's so much physical and natural cover. What you thinking?
I'm thinking they banned the Wrecking Ball because they want to force Scotty back up onto that Orisa. And Zarya's back up in the mix leap. So if you really want to, you could run that Zarya into the Orisa to force a little more of charge. But as well, I think truly what they ran, I think a JQ could also work here. Like, the matching of tempo from both of the sides were just absolute high quality definition. So Eternal Beat Drop, they're going to be up on a interesting composition, but I'm not going to say anything for for my pre-visuals, because I know what happens here. People swap to a different character. You know, they get Naya every single time.
Yeah, they just do a silly character at the start just to kind of troll you into thinking they're playing that and immediately swap off. But yeah, Elemental's right. If I could see at least one of these guys go Reinhardt, one of these tank players go Reinhardt, I would be a happy little camper. But unfortunately, this is Scrim's Row, so you know what that means. We only play our serious comps, no fun allowed, only serious business as we go into map number 3. Eternal Drop Bears is still flawless on their matches against JBL Speaker. Can they make it a 3-0, or can JBL Speaker, like I said, shift the tides here in this match? Let's go.
Serious business it is. JBL Speaker running with Maru up on the Zarya comp. Eternal running with a dive. Very interesting, I would have to say, but take a look at that aggression onto the Freya as it backs up Eternal.
All right, and now their team's split right here, so as long as they don't give up a tick, we should be okay. Scotty all alone on the point, and that's where I was worried about. Yeah, when you have your Kiriko kind of teleport to a DPS like that, it just is, you leave your tank so vulnerable in that fight. So another interesting quirk is Chewy actually on the Sim and Boo is on the Sojourn, and when we saw that first map, Boo was actually the one playing the Symmetra last time, so kind of a weird flip-flop of roles, but that's what helps when you have flexible DPS like that. You guys can kind of interchange between it. I know Maru's a pretty good DPS player as well, hence why they're so good onto the big DPS tanks like Junker Queen and Zarya, and actually almost get Blue Hen right there. If he peeked out one more second, he would have caught that secondary fire, and Maru actually had almost 90% already for his ultimate, and now onto the point they go. Chewy gonna be caught out of position, but now Scotty's got to jump back to their team because again, no Kiriko in sight. Now I see her.
Oh, okay. Eternal Beat Drop Bears almost with the Freya ultimate in hand, but Maru is taking out Magic Otter. It's a 5v4 scenario.
All right, Ant's got the Bola shot. Are we going to be able to see it early here? And now no teleport away from Chewy. You got to make sure you pay attention to this because I think a teleport is going to be a saving grace for him, especially with this big ultimate. Boo! How about this saving grace with the full charge rail to the back of your dome? Blue Hen getting caught out of position. Winston now no support, has to back up and wait for their team to regroup again. And Magic Otter needs to be a little careful. Crazy Not again. Work. That's twice now. Maru caught Magic Otter out of position.
Oh my goodness, JBL Speaker, they are cooking with that high charge of Zarya and Sim. But Bullshit out, it will land. Crazy.
Are you going to be able to keep Maru alive? If they keep Maru alive, they can definitely turn this fight. Full charge Sim, not going to be able to survive either. And now it's just a full charge Zarya with no bubbles.
Pulse.
Got one, but Kiggs is going to be able to teleport out in time, and Suzu's going to keep their team nice and healthy. And that's what I was talking about. They slow pick apart from their team. They had a minute and a half still on the clock, so even if they lost that fight, I think they were still ready and waiting for that potential final push, but not going to come. I think JBL needs to definitely lock in terms of when they want to go in and when they want to back out, because Dire Raven, she got caught out of position so far forward that Ant almost like instantly pulled the trigger on that Bola shot on her.
Yeah, 100% leapfrog. As you know, Eternal Beat Drop Bears kind of down a deficit with time. But JBL Speaker, they will pop Optibots Kitsune, but it will get taken out as Chewy is also down too.
Oh, big deal. This is great. I tell people all the time, I need people to fight early on King's Row here. There's no reason to fight on the corner. Like right where Scotty is at now, that's where people tend to kind of take this fight. And the problem with that is you let the team get essentially one team fight win, and then they push the point in. They have to kind of go for like a stagger push if they get like 3 bodies on point. So I like the aggression here from JBL Speaker because now they get a second fight on that corner.
A second fight indeed. They're going to try and hold this gateway, maybe even move up to contest Ant as the Freya. But yeah, Eternal Beat Drop Bears, I mean, they're losing HP. Ant's almost low. Scotty has the Primal Rage ready to go. Will the Primal get popped? Yes.
And it actually going to be able to get 2 picks right there with the assist from Kiggs as well. Blue Hen wants to get on that kill feed too, said, I don't want to be left out. And Scotty, nowhere close to dying, but Maru, unfortunately, is the next one to fall, which means they're not going to be able to get this next touch. And that's what I was talking about, why you want to play so aggressive, because now that second team fight was nice that you had the full team there, but now not going to happen for this second objective, and a huge time bank for Eternal.
Wow. Oh. Keys is already down. Yeah, crazy shot there from Optibot. JBL Speaker, they still have a favoring against Eternal, as the numbers are kind of showing Boo able to get Blue there. So Blue's out of the fight. It's a 5v4 scenario, and ultimates are also in favor of JBL.
They got so many similar names. You got Blue and Boo. You got... And that's the only one.
Ryman.
Never mind. I was thinking there's gonna be more, but that's the only one. Oh my gosh. Big ultimate commitment. Dire Raven not gonna be able to keep their Sojourn alive, but it looks like this Tidal Blast gonna go on to Ant. They want to keep him alive in that fight, and it's actually gonna be worth it, I think, because Chewy is the only damage dealer left besides Maru. And oh wow, Dire Raven gets the bubble. Is she gonna be able to make it out? No, not gonna be able to make it out, but Scotty's so low, not gonna be able to jump out quite yet. You can see Blue just trying to keep their tank alive. It's like, hey man, just peek me and I'll give you some sort of healing. And Ant's been doing God's work on this Freya, just been sitting back and just being a nuisance the entire time.
100% God's work as Ant is able to get Boo there. Blue gets taken out. Pulse Bomb was used from Magic. But you have Boo coming back for JBL Speaker. So all Boo really needs to do is take that high ground advantage from Eternal.
Yeah, I think once you take the high ground as Ant, you're in that ultra power position again. The only hit scan that you have for your team is Boo when he gets full railgun charge. Maru actually swapping off of the Zarya, going over to the Wintun, and Shui swapping over to the Genji as well, which is I think a great call because now you can actually contest this high ground, which is the only way they can win this map is if they get Ant off that high ground. Shui, big pick right off the rip. Blue caught out of position, but just when I say that, Boo also falls. He's gonna be screaming boo-hoo as he goes back to the spawn door. Keeg getting caught out of position as well. No Suzu now for their team, but I think Magic Otter and Ant are gonna be able to help secure the deal. Oh, Maru falls. Now they're not gonna be able to anybody to touch except just Boo, and he has to stagger with his overclock, and Dire Raven needs to get a big quadruple boop off the map, and it's not gonna happen quite yet.
Crazy.
Running into the pulse bomb, not gonna fall. Optibot just staying alive, staying elusive, keeping Dire Raven alive. It's a tried and true duo trying to keep their team's hopes of getting into overtime. Maru punching off the map. That's twice now. Not like this. And unfortunately, not going to get it underneath that minute cycle. I think Boo is doing a good job, and now Dire Raven can sub back in. If they can get it under a minute, that'll be huge. Oh, and actually he's going to have to force use Suzu out. Let's hope Maru can not fall off the map this time when he gets back to the point. Ah, no. Unfortunate.
That's crazy work, though.
Yeah, that was great. They eliminated like 20 seconds off the time bank just by staggering. Almost got the picks right there off of the nice reflect from Chewy, but 2 seconds makes a world of difference when it comes to hybrid because that is the determining factor whether you get an overtime chance or if it's just going to be over.
Yeah, and I think heading into this series, people kind of thought that it was going to be more dominant Eternal beat drop bears with the mechanics and everything that people are seeing in the broadcast right now. But no, it is clearly showing that both of these two teams are fighting back to back and they want to prove themselves in those moments. And yeah, it's been extremely close, Leapfrog, but I think holding them to a minute and 2 seconds here up on King's Row is pretty beneficial for JBL Speaker.
Okay. One thing I think they're going to have to really think about going forward is how they're going to try to keep their backline alive with this dive. Because I think Scotty and Ant and Otter have been doing a phenomenal job at just keeping synergy and just going for the backline. They've lost a couple fights here and there when they lose Blue or lose Keegs, like trying to save one of their DPS or whatnot. But for the most part, I mean, again, they full capped it. So they're already in the win condition stage. They can win and close out this map right now. He's getting a little too loose with that. That's crazy. I've never seen that skin. Yeah. Is that new? Who's that one? That's the most recent one, right? Yeah, that's the most recent one. Yeah. I missed that one. I haven't been in the shop in a minute.
JBL Speaker rocking the hog composition that they previewed. Will it favor into the dive comp that Scotty is providing for Eternal beat drop bears? It's all waiting to see.
I like it. Honestly, as funny as it sounds, I think they should do a little bit more Roadhog. I think just like, especially on these first points here, just to kind of force them to respect the distance and give your team some space. And you see Chewy on the Bastion as well. So I think it's definitely going to give your team a lot of breathing room into this objective, get them past the choke. Because again, one little hook will pretty much spell lights out for their team. And it looks like they're not going to even need a hook. Blue is still going to dodge the hook and still going to fall. And now that Scotty actually jumped in, unfortunately straight into the arms, the loving grace of the Roadhog, and almost getting collateral onto the Tracer as well. And it looked like that's going to be able to do it here. Maybe Ant can contest for a little bit, but you see Scotty immediately relinquishing the Winton and going over to the Arisa.
Yeah, here we go. Eternal Beat Drop Bears. King's able to get Boo there. But take a look at the time differential. 5:10 against, was it 3 minutes and 55?
I think so. I think it was like they only had a minute and a half left going into it, so they had like an extra minute and a half. So yeah, 3 minutes. Man, you're good at this, Naya. You're quick with it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That's what a color caster needs to do, right? You gotta keep track in the brain. But Eternal Beat Drop Bears, they are still trying to find some things against JBL Speaker. JBL Speaker has the running so far. They have some ultimates trying to charge up, but Eternal Beat Drop Bears, if they want to really go quick here, they most definitely can, because the ultimate economy value is huge.
Okay, they're going to be able to use a big chunk of their ultimates here, and they're going to push Bob out of the wayside. And as well as things, I wish that we would have saved the Kitsune Rush for when Chewy actually had his configure, because I think that's one of the primary damage dealers on your team, and you need to make sure you're capitalizing and using ultimates accordingly with them, because I mean, we used the Kitsune Rush after Chewy already got out of ultimate, and Maru also using his whole hog. Not a good synergy when it comes to those ultimates, because I mean, you're forcing the people out of your Kitsune Rush mode. You know, in a realistic scenario, you want to keep them in there. You want to fight in the spot where you have double the shooting power. Chewy still has artillery strike as well, so it could be something that we can take a look at, and he's going to use early on here. And now that you have Eat as well, it's going to be a lot of sustain, a lot of damage mitigation for your team. Tidal Blast straight to the back line as well with the Terra Surge. The shield is only going to help you for so long. Chewy, you're going to get caught out of position, and that 300 HP overhealth you get from the artillery strike is going to mean nothing against Scotty.
Yeah, as Scotty's able to get the pick there. A little unfortunate from JBL Speaker. Take a look at that. I mean, Chewy's back up on the Symmetra. But yeah, JBL Speaker, they tried to find some answers, and they will. Ant is out of this. Eternal Beat Drop Bears, 4 against 5. So much favoring for JBL here.
Yeah, finally gonna get some payload progress. And even if a little payload progress is still a lot, and see Scotty gonna get staggered really hard there.
Wow.
And that's exactly why I'm afraid of this team comp, because no Lucio means you're a lot slower going into this fight, a lot slower on the recontests, and you can see Chewy getting even more staggers. This is huge for JBL.
Yeah, huge space too, right? Just a big, I would have to say, kind of aspect in between the two. I was losing words there. JBL Speaker, though, they are ready to go with Maru's ultimate here shortly. Off the bot could pop this Kitsune Rush to get even quicker scenario for JBL, as they do.
All right, Kitsune Rush being used onto the point, and this is what I'd like. You want to fight on the point. You want to fight into the spot where you get more damage. They're going to try to lift him off the point, and they're going to be able to stick and gets the double. Ant's got to do some more heavy lifting. Wants to keep their team alive on this point. Magic Otter almost has Bob. If he can build Bob, this would be a huge contest here from Eternal, and they're going to be able to get it down. Dire Raven needs to find a way to beat, and she gets the beat off. Got to get the Bob off the point, though. And now the tank might be able to make it back in time. And I think Bob's going to get off the point. Maru going to be able to survive just barely. Dire Raven, she's putting in the work. And she's going to be able to keep their team alive. But only 0.02 meters decides this point or not. Tidal Blast into the backline. Scotty catches Dire Raven and she falls. But Scotty falls too. Dude, it's so back and forth. Who's going to be able to take 100%. It? The recall. He's barely able to touch in time. Kitsune Rush maybe going to be used. Oh my god, Ant has been contesting this whole time!
Oh my goodness, JBL Speaker, you know, kind of forcing these abilities as Eternal Beat Drop Bears are falling down players. I think this is the moment. No! Yes, it is! 250 now for JBL Speaker.
Dude, Eternal, I started to lose my voice halfway through there because Eternal was just doing such a phenomenal job at contesting that entire time.
They might catch the Arisa.
Oh man, they almost did. That would have been huge. But now it's going to be a big chunk of support ultimate coming out here for Eternal. They're going to have the Kitsune Rush coming back into this next team fight. And you can see Maru opting to go to the high ground here. Ant also going to match the Freya from what Boo was playing earlier. Boo swapping over to the Cassidy. Maybe just to try to get something to get rid of this Tracer. And Magic Otter immediately recognizing that and saying, you know what? I don't want to deal with that Tracer anymore. I'm just going to go the Widowmaker. And Magic Otter.
Ooh.
Looking good so far.
Yeah, most definitely. They get the pick there as they would make a play up. But Scotty getting some damage put towards the Orisa. Eternal Beach Drop Bears, they have this position, a Magic Otter up on top here, and I gotta say, that's gonna be pretty useful, right? That's gonna force a TP up top to kind of separate JBL Speaker's team, as we do get to see it.
Whoops. Definitely hooked the wrong direction. No,
Oh, Scotty,
was
no,
trying
what happened?
Scotty was trying to either yank somebody off the map or maybe Dire Raven got the boop right there. Not too sure. Kitsune Rush being used, but Ant has already done the damage. 2 picks, working on a third. Gets 3 big picks right there. Ant completely turning the tide of that fight. You lost your Orisa super early on in that fight, thanks to the environment, but gravity has no effect on me as he's going to float on by and gets 3 big picks. He's in there like swimwear.
JBL Speaker ready to go with 2 ultimates. Dire Raven trying to charge up that third. But here we go. The aggression needs to show here right now as 1:06 until 0.
Okay, Scotty gonna get lifted out of the sky. Kitsune is gonna save their lives. Magic Otter getting caught out of position, so now they don't have to commit to the teleport. And Maru's gotta be real careful not to get booped off the map here. And Scotty's gotta be real careful himself not to fall. You're gonna wind up eating that Suzu. And now if Ant falls here, it would be big. But Keggs gets the pick that he needed the most. Boom, finally getting rid of their counterpart.
Tree's gonna die.
Okay. And Scotty going over the Doomfist. They need to cap it with time because you see what I was talking about earlier, those 2 seconds make a world of difference because now if they cap it in overtime, they have no win condition. They can only go for a draw. Scotty immediately getting rocked, and I think JBL Speakers is recognizing that they're running out of time and they want our credit regroup. Dire Raven, she needs to find the beat off in time, and it needs to be big. And now that people are getting so low, Beat's gonna come out, but it's not gonna connect on Tomorrow. He's forced to use Eat. Chewy needs to find headshots. After headshots, he gets 1. He's looking for a second, but he's not gonna find it. Magic Otter keeping their team alive. Follow shot to the back line, and he gets 2. And just like that, overtime's gonna trigger, and even if JBL Speaker find a way to miraculously get this point in, they have no chance of winning this map. Optibot just 1 HP in a dream, just trying to deal with the Doomfist relinquishingly, and just trying to chase him down. Maru's getting pick after pick. Genji coming out for Ant. They finally get him, but Maru still full HP.
Scotty's dead.
They want to try to get a draw. Chewy back on point.
Look at this.
This is going to be huge. Get him in the sky. Boom. Slam him down. And it looks like Keggs is going to be the last one to touch. The Suzu comes out, and they cap it in overtime. But it's such a sad win because you catch it in overtime, but now the best you can hope for your team is a draw.
Hey, you know what? Let's keep the series going. This is the fashion that everyone wants to see here in the rookie division. Not gonna lie, this is kind of looking like more of an advanced matchup in my eyes. Like the tempo, I'm going to say it again, the tempo has been really, really strong between the two. And the stats are really strong. As you get to see the elimination, the damage coming out there from Chewy and Maru. Really 2 key players, 19K from Maru. But up on the other hand, Eternal Beat Drop Bears, they got that percentage. And I got to say, Scotty with a 13 and a 14K, Antho putting up 14. That's 3 players in the 10K above mark. So Eternal has a little more up on JBL here, but can JBL make a hold statement against Eternal Beat Drop Bears to stop them from getting this Kings Row map and lead them into another?
And you know what's so crazy about this too? I mean, those stats were absurd numbers, and this is just now starting overtime. It's not like this went to double overtime. This was just a regular core game, and if they capped it with some time or got those 2 seconds off the clock of Eternal, we would have had even more Overwatch to be played. But Maru doing phenomenal work on this tank, 20k damage mitigated. He's just doing so much work for their team. But is it going to be enough to get this hold? We're gonna have to find out. I think Ant has been doing amazing on this. Freya as well, making so many opportunities come to life for them. Even when they lose their tank, they still have an opportunity to fight back. Everybody's so low. Chewy falls. Suzu already baited out. You can see the wall being used. Oh, and that's going to be so heartbreaking for JBL Speaker. They cap it in overtime. But alas, that's the only thing they can do as they watch this map fall out of their hands. They fought so hard for it, and it does not matter because Beat Drop Bears has had the 2 second advantage, and they have the 3 map lead here in the series.
Hey, this is crazy work from Eternal Beat Drop Bears, but you know what's even more crazier? A reverse sweep possibility. I still think it's 100% doable. JBL Speaker has been there in these compositions trying to find answers to what these other compositions are trying to provide for Eternal Beat Drop Bears. And Leapfrog, I will say, we might just stay up on the broadcast for a little longer. I do dearly think JBL Speaker, even with this 3-0 margin, they still 100% have a chance to getting a map.
I really hope so. I really want it to, but at the same time, it's hard to vote against history, right? Because I mean, Eternal has already 4-0'd them in winners in the upper finals, and earlier when they played in that bracket, it was 3-0. You can see, the head-to-head how it's currently stacked up. It's looking like it's going to be set up to be another 4-0. But again, it's hard to say that because every single map has been so close.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you just caster cursed it. Maybe we get to see a reverse sweep here from JBL Speaker. But let's actually take a break, which is going to be exciting for both of us because we can finally hydrate with some water, right? Our voices will be saved as broadcasters, but as well, if you're a player, take some rest because we have a break right in your favor.
Welcome back, everybody, to SPCS Series number 3, Grand Finals here in the Rookie Division. JBL Speaker is down 3 maps against Eternal Drop Bears. Can they reverse sweep and bring it back? Or is it going to be lights out for them once again in the matchup history? I'm Mr. Leapfrog. With me tonight, Naya. How we doing, man?
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic, as you get to see that 3-0 scoreline right here and right now for this Rookie Division final, which is currently happening live up on this Twitch broadcast. But yeah, Eternal Beat Drop Bears up 3 maps. I think that's a very strong fashion for them, and they're probably trying to push that 4-0 like how you said. And yeah, they want to match that head-to-head. But JBL Speaker, here's a chance, right, where you can climb up that hill, you can make a reverse sweep possible in the next match. Or well, the next map up, just English is not cooperating for me, but Watch Point Gibraltar, yay, 2 thumbs up, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things, I mean, you can have a 3-0 lead all you want, but 4 is the magic number for our finals here tonight. It's always first to 4, and you got to make sure you hit that 4. It doesn't matter if you're up 3 decisively or not. At the end of the day, it all matters when you can be able to close it out. And JBL actually forfeited their map selection so they can get the first selection on bans, and they opt to ban Orisa here on Watch Point Gibraltar.
Yeah, and you know, we're in this stage of the series where it kind of flips, right? JBL Speaker gets this Orisa ban here first. Now Eternal Beat Drop Bears gotta kind of think, what is more important in that team composition that they might provide for JBL? So Eternal really needs to think that smartly and critically, as you have a choice in between DPS and support. Maybe take out a support here if I were you. But yeah, I think whatever they choose is probably going to be a smart decision.
You would hope, right? I feel like they've been really on point when it comes to actual bans and map choices throughout the entire series. Over our 2-month period for these teams, I feel like Eternal has been totally on point. I don't know if they have a coach that's been helping them or if they've just been making the cohesive decision as a team. But regardless of that, it's just been top notch, because it's one of those things I try to tell people. You can have a great game plan going into it, but certain bans can kind of shift how you want to play and kind of ruin the whole game plan going into it. And I feel like that's one thing kind of JBL needs to kind of re-hone in on going forward, because I think some of these ban selections is kind of interesting, like banning Orisa on a vertical map like Watch Point Gibraltar. I don't think they were ever opting to go for that. Like, I feel like this would have been the time to ban the Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, and I think Eternal Beat Drop Bears is going to try and target Chewy as much as they can here, because, you know, Chewy is that key player for JBL. But as well, you got Maru, which is playing that tank role, and, you know, it's going to come down to maybe a dive here up on Watch Point Gibraltar. I think that is what it's going to try and scheme in to be here for the Gibraltar matchup. But if you got to say any compositions, what do you think?
One thing I was surprised I didn't see, I thought we're going to ban maybe a Kiriko, because I think both these teams like to play Ana on this map. So Ana Brig is definitely still on the table, but again, Lucio's kind of been the staple for both of the teams, especially for JBL Speaker here. So maybe not. It depends on if they want to sub certain players in or out. And now that I noticed it, they did just say that Bionic's actually subbing in for Dire Raven. So hearing that, I don't think they're going to be running any Lucio here. I think they're maybe going to go to the Ana and maybe
like an Ana Brig. Yeah, 100%. I think that is a good composition value for the backline supports here up on Watch Point Gibraltar, because you could play your space around those corners really accurately, try and not get scoped out by DPS, which we could see some Widowmaker here. We kind of got a glimpse of it up on King's Row there, so maybe Widowmaker could be an opportunity. Maybe you could still play that long range hero up on hit scan or that flex role. But yeah, it's going to be extremely challenging for this JBL Speaker team to climb up the hill, but anything is possible here in this next matchup, and anything could change in this series.
100%. It's difficult, but not impossible. And if any team can do it, JBL has the potential to do it. They already won their lower finals match, a 4-0, decisive 4-0. So I definitely need to see some of that momentum start to rear its head right now, because now they're out of time. This is the last opportunity. They have no more chances after this. This is the grand finals, of course, so they need to make it count.
Let's hope that we could go a little further in the series. If you are a JBL speaker fan, your music needs to be blasting up on your speaker for them at the JBL community, because if things are kind of leaning towards Eternal, I mean, I guess you could say both of the teams are in that music category for tonight in team titles, which I think that's extremely cool, right? You get the clash of two rhythms back and forth. But yeah, I think it's extremely cool still, though, that we do get to see possibly a 4-0 in between so much competition in between these two teams.
Yeah, and like I said, despite how close these maps have been every single time, it's been really close in terms of standings too. Solomon, if you want to pull up the standings for us, it's one of those things, again, the number 1 and number 2 seed for these teams respectively based on their Swiss standings. You can see Eternal Drop Bears number 1, JBL right behind them at number 2. And you know what the funny thing is? The only team that JBL lost to in that match, in that Swiss stage, was Eternal Drop Bears. So you can see again, very close in the actual maps and map differentials as well. So really 2 of the best teams that we have out here for the rookie division.
100%. Like, as you get to see, that map differential is more in the favor of Eternal Beat Drop Bears. But I'm so excited to get launched into this Watch Point Gibraltar of both of the two teams that will be taking on each other. It's going to be that clash and battle for the Watch Point here. So I'm super looking forward to it. I bet you are too, Leapfrog, as it is a crucial match for the whole entire JBL community, but as well the players and the coaches.
Oh, 100%. I think they have one of the issues for their players, so we're just getting that sorted out right now. Again, I think when it comes to this map, it's gonna be paramount for these teams to just be in control of power positions. Because this map in particular, if you have power control over the high ground, car wash is going to be a breeze. If you have control over the ship point, the second point is a complete breeze. And then that third point, if you have control over the bridge, the overhead, again, it's just a casual walk with the payload, just like walking your dog through the park.
Here we go. JBL Speaker needs a dire answer in the series against Eternal Beat Drop Bears. As you get to see the bands there, Arissa and Sim taken out of this Watch Point Gibraltar matchup, but JBL Speaker, it is all or nothing for you. If you don't get a win here, you are out of the grand final, and the grand final title would have to get handed over to Eternal Beat Drop Bears. Leapfrog, final 15 into this one. Are you ready for some Watch Point Gibraltar action?
I'm seeing the strangest defensive team composition I've ever seen with JBL Speaker. 6-7 already coming out. Let's go. Final chance here for JBL to bring it back. They want to start right now, and they definitely could do that. You see Maru hunting and waiting on the Roadhog, but you see the Mercy pocket coming out here for Bionic Berry. She wants to put some more emphasis on the DPS, which I like. Don't have to worry about survivability when it comes to Maru, thanks to Roadhog. But you can see already in a car wash phase, nobody contesting the point at all. It's just cruising on by.
Very interesting plays here from JBL Speaker. But yeah, I think Eternal Beat Drop Bears, they're playing this really safe. They have that positioning up on that point. But now you're taking the high ground, and you might be trying to force some abilities from JBL.
Yeah, that's all you're doing right now. You're kind of waiting for your team to either get a pick. I mean, Ant could get a big pick right here. Key could get a headshot with the kunai, but the only thing you're going to get a headshot is by this Roadhog. But that's the only thing. Like, with this defensive hold from JBL Speaker, I mean, sure, you chose to go for the high ground, but now you sacrificed all this payload progress. So now Eternal Beat Drop Bears, they didn't have to fight at all, and they make it a one-fight situation. So if they get one team fight win, they're essentially going to get this first point for free. You see Maru catching a lot of those crossbow shots from Ant, already at 74%, so now Bola shot becomes a little bit of a factor, especially with Bionic Berry. Ooh, just when I say that, immediately getting hooked. Maru catching him off guard, Magic Otter falling super low as well, and thanks to Chewy playing the unorthodox the unorthodox Torbjorn, they have an opportunity to kind of keep that Tracer off the payload.
Dude, I'll say, like, Maru up on this Hawk here is very much messing with the composition that Eternal Beat Drop Bears is trying to provide into theirs, right? Like, Scotty tries and go in with the dive, with the Winston, but they can't make things work. Same with Ant, right? You got the bullet shot ready to go. I think that is going to get shut down by a hook.
I mean, I hope so. That's the idea. And you can see Blue Hen actually swapping over to the Mercy as well. Wants to match the Mercy pocket. So now Bionic Berry needs to stay agile. If she gets caught by this Bola shot, the only thing that she can save him is that Suzu. Magic Otter going to fall as well. But are they going to be able to get res? I don't think they're going to be able to find him in time. Yeah, the way we're pocketing Ant right now, going to get hooked as well. And that Mercy pocket's going to mean nothing. Mercy going to be able to get res? No, too far away. You got to practice the Mercy parkour there. Blue! Nice hook from Maru into the tactical crouch. He's ready to make sure he avoids getting headshot.
Oh, yeah. Maru's just showing who is boss here up on the speaker's side. Eternal Beat Drop Bears kind of looking a little frisky here. They want to get something going for themselves, but it's getting all stopped.
This is crazy. I would have never thought I'd see a successful defensive hold with the Torbjorn Roadhog, and it's really working out right now. Final minute for Eternal Beat Droppers, Beat Drop Bears, and they've got nothing to show for it. They've got no post bomb. They have to really just hope they land a Bola shot onto Bionic Berry. She needs to stay in the air, stay agile. You can see Winston falling super low, and Maru's gonna snipe him out of the sky. Hook and pull every single time. You can see Key's gonna fall as well, and now it's just a Tracer all on his lonesome, and 40 seconds left here for Eternal, and they've got nothing again. They've got no ultimates on the way besides this Bola shot that he's been holding on to for like 2 minutes.
Leap, this absolute comp of Maru playing this hog is absolutely incredible, right? You get the taken factor of, a hook into the Winston, the hook into the Freya, a hook into your backline too, right? I think Maru's putting in some phenomenal work as we get to see Magic Otter getting taken out.
Bionic Berry coming in clutch right there. She's been damage boosting just at the right times. And normally you don't have to worry about getting one shot by a Roadhog, but with the damage boost just makes it so dangerous. Is he going to be able to touch? They're not going to be able to touch Scotty! Where are you going, man? There's so much lava on the point. He got so scared trying to go from the high ground. And just like that, a win condition for JBL Speaker on the comp of all comps. Torbjorn Roadhog Mercy. You better, oh man, you should have got that screenshot quick there, person. That would have been crazy to see. I would have gone in my highlight reel for sure.
Hey, you know what? We could always go back up on the Twitch stream, just do like the quick boom, get the screenshot up in. But let's take a look at the stat line. I mean, nothing for Eternal. That is crazy. 0, 0, 0, 0 across the board. Oh no, that's not a good look for a team that has been really dominant up in the series so far.
Look at Ant's damage, 5k damage. He had the most damage in the lobby and was not able to get anything for it though. That's what's so mind-boggling. Even with Blue damage boosting, Blue Hen damage boosting, it was still not enough to be able to get the picks. And you saw Ant was just never able to get an opportunity to get the Bola shot off. But it's one of those things, JBL actually does have a really good match statistic on this map in particular. They're 2-0 on this map, and judging by the looks of it, they're about to be 3-0, and they're about to start their journey to try to bring this back. And if I see at any point in time a Roadhog ban, I'm just gonna have a complete meltdown, because I did not think we'd be banning Roadhog at any point during this series.
Well, low-key, I also think that it's going into the favor of, if they do ban this hog, I don't think it's going to affect JBL Speaker at all, right? I think Maru has a pretty good compositional pull towards their heroes, but take a look at this. I mean, Ant's still getting focused.
Bro, he legit just walks to the high ground. Blue and just caught out of position again. And now, like I said, Scotty, unfortunately, has to be the one to touch point right now, because, again, when you have that Torbjorn on the point as well as the turret, Tracer becomes almost nullified. So definitely a good call from Chewy. I think it's, if you're not going to be able to directly counter the Tracer with the Cassidy, just make it completely immobilize her. And you can see right now, Scotty, 1 HP again, has to run away, as well as Keegs. Everybody's so low. Optibot just capitalizing on everybody's like scramble, and now they're just cruising that payload on through. Just what I was talking about, walking it in like a dog in the park.
Yep, the boat is sailing for JBL Speaker as it will be contested. Magic Otter might die here, but no, Ant is going to get Optibot, but they take out Scotty. Your main tank is there no more, and Maru still just trying to put in some work.
Oh, no, we went for the res at the most worst opportune time right there. And honestly, Boo could actually clutch this up. He still can. Optibot, and Boo still alive. Go to the point, man. Get on there. And if they get enough bodies on the point, and they do, and then they're going to be able to cap the point and finally get a point on the board. JBL Speaker not going to be shut out. Finally breaking the curse. The 4-0 curse has been lifted, and they have an opportunity to bring it back.
Yeah, JBL Speaker, they break the momentum in that 4-0 favor. Yeah, I think this is actually something that I've been trying to kind of want to see in this series, and we just got it here up on Watchpoint Gibraltar. JBL Speaker, wonderful dominant performance there up on the defensive hold. I mean, very, very nice plays from the hog itself. I mean, Maru, like, low-key, is that the... Mario might be trying to make our whole entire community say, is this MVP?
I'm in shock. Again, I think Roadhog really kind of shook them down to the core, to the point where they just had no idea what to do. They just shot Hog and they just flooded the support ultimate on the side of JBL. And I think, again, it's one of those things we don't talk about Mercy too often, just because Mercy's always been one of those characters that is not really relied on. But I think Bionic Berry, she did, dude, I'm telling you, she did a phenomenal job. She really made a difference in that match, being able to damage boost at the key opportunity moments. Because again, you're not focusing only on the Sojourn. You came in clutch with the damage boost onto Maru as well, and it just, again, I'm just gonna keep saying the same thing. It just made a huge difference in that match.
Yeah. And I think even with running the Mercy, it kind of slows down your composition. But I do like what JBL kind of put into that scenario. The backline was clean. I like the way how they positioned around their DPS and their tank. But as well, I mean, you got that front hold of Maru playing the Hog into a Winston that could dive your team, a Freya that could launch into the sky and get the backline of your team, your mid of your team, which is your DPS, and also you playing the tank, right? So I think Maru could just be the game changer for everything in the series by far, if they don't ban the Hog. If they don't ban the Hog here, there's possibilities.
Again, I think Maru has been one of the key difference makers for their team as well, because again, if you look at every single map that they've played, he's been top damage dealer every single time. I think except for the very first map. And Freya coming out, so they still could ban the Roadhog. See, if I was JBL Speaker, I would have just picked the tank, just so that way you lock that role from potentially getting banned. I know you don't want to do a throwaway pick, but just pick, Doomfist, ban Ramatra, just do something so that way you can avoid them banning the tank here. Because now I think Eternal is kind of inclined to ban the Roadhog here.
Yeah, even though, like as I said, if the ban were to go up on the Roadhog, you still have a lot of flexibility towards your hero pool if you're Maru, right? You could play the Zarya, you could even bring out a JQ here up in this push map, which is coming up here. So there's a lot of possibilities that you might be getting to think about if you are Eternal. So there's just a lot to be working for your brain so far.
Maru already typed in the chat, said, don't ban who I think you're going to ban. I think they already know as well. But yeah, it's one thing. I look back at the stats, and every single map, the #1 damage dealer on JBL Speaker has been Maru. So I think it's one of those things. It doesn't matter which tank he's playing. He's always dominating, whether he's on the Sigma, whether he's on the Roadhog or the Junker Queen. I think he's always a force to be reckoned with. And when you start to focus, your backline a little bit with like a Mercy or a Brig or something just like that to kind of fortify the DPS or backline, you can kind of let Maru kind of do his own thing. He's been very low on deaths, very high on damage throughout every single match, even on the losses.
Yeah, it's still so exciting in this series as we are still awaiting the hero ban from Eternal Beat Drop Bears. I bet their minds are really, really thinking right now, as like my mind in my college lecture today in my history class, right? But yeah, I think if you were to ban a tank here, if you were to force it up onto the Hog, it's going to make the main tank swap to another, crucial, powerful player, right?
Yeah, I mean, do you think this one thing, they actually swapped Dire Raven out. They put Bionic back in. So Bionic's gonna come back in, so more than likely Lucio gonna be played, maybe some Brigitte. But at the same time, do you think Eternals boomed here? Like, do you think they just lost that game and they're maybe started going, man, we had that, we should have won, we should have been dominant. I can't believe we didn't get any tick. Like, what happened?
Even sitting your starter up on the bench, I think it's going to ruin momentum for Eternal B-Drop Bears here, heading into this next one with JBL, which we have that new Queen Street right around the corner with both of these two teams. And I think having that substitution there up in that Watch Point Gibraltar and now bringing your main player back up in, I don't think it's going to change the momentum for JBL Speaker. I think they're going to ride this till the end and climb their way up to that hill and put a flag up on that hill stating that JBL Speaker could put that reverse sweep into Eternal B-Drop Bears.
Every journey begins with a single step, and that single step was a big one. That win was like very dominant.
And
the Junker Queen. Okay. It's going to be interesting. I think Maru definitely has the flexibility when it comes to certain characters. I think he can play any character. He's got the Zarya still. We've got the Roadhog we saw a glimpse of just a moment ago, but no more JQ. I think that was the main character I was afraid of them being able to play throughout this match. But here's the thing, Naya. If they win this map, they've lost all their crucial bans going forward.
I agree. Yeah. Right. I think that's an important thing moving forward, right? Like Eternal B-Drop Bears, you take a look at the hero player poll, like every single, you're 100% right. Oh my gosh. Like you got the Lucio, Zarya, Reaper. Those heroes have all been played up in the series by far. So I think like the next ban, you would have to ban Hog or something, like something that's really showing strength. But New Queen Street, here we go. This is everything on the line still for JBL Speaker Leapfrog, which the Upcline Hill battle is in their favor with some monumental shift.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Another thing I wanted to talk about, look what they did. They forfeited their map pick, even though normally it's loser's pick, but the only issue is when you do the loser's pick is you relinquish your choice of the first ban. So being able to control the first ban is really important going into the bans, because again, you can only ban one hero per role. You can't ban 2 tanks, you can't ban 2 DPS or support. It's got to be one of each, or one each. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I 100% know what you mean. Here we are. Here we go, though. JBL Speaker taking on Eternal B-Drop Bears, still in this first of 4 series. It's still alive for JBL as Dire Raven is back up on the Lucio. Maru rolling out up on the Malga composition. Scotty taking a little more Arissa.
Interesting. I like the change of comps. They want to kind of change things around. Boo starting off with Cassidy this time around, and Maru going to the big guy with big guns, the Maoga, the Eminem. Let's see if we can make some music though.
Let's see what happens here from JBL Speaker. They're taking some position. There's no spear from Scotty. Maybe this is a chance. You put the spray down if you're not.
I was like, why that spray, bro?
Oh, look at the stun. This is big play.
Whoa! Straight to the back line, straight to your heart. Lucio's really low as well. Blue Hand's barely going to be able to make it out there. But again, that's the only thing. When you make a big commitment like that, you're just asking to get blown up. And I don't know if OptiBot was just not ready to get that Suzu off in time, or maybe was had to use it a little bit earlier in that fight. But again, it's a do or die commitment with your team, and sure, you can live off that once or twice, but now you lose that fight, you lose a big chunk of the objective as well.
I agree. Boo gets the pick here up onto Ant. 5v4 scenario currently for JBL Speaker, which Boo almost has the Cassidy ultimate, which JBL Speaker, they're still cooking with Boo.
All right, and you see the flank happening right now. Chewy trying to force Keegan. He does force out the teleport and the Suzu. That was huge, single-handedly being able to bait that out. They're not going to have a Suzu coming into this fight, so they're not going to overstay their welcome. Scotty also working on the Terror Surge, pretty close to that, but if Boo can kind of sit back and kind of pop a couple headshots, you could smell a Deadeye coming. And guess what? It's 11:59 here, Naya.
Let's see what happens here. Deadeye ready to go for Boo. Optibot almost with the Kitsune Rush. JBL Speaker taking on a Kitsune Rush from Kings, but it's popped here. Can Boo get something? It will get taken down.
Oh my gosh, she's falling so low. They have to use beat there, and this is huge. Maru's gonna fall. Optibot already committed the Kitsune Rush, but I think it was too late at that point. Your tank was so low, and unless the DPS can pull a miracle out of their hats, they definitely could. Chewy, if he gets his Mega, he could be able to kind of jump back in. No, he's just gonna wait it out for their team. They got push bot progress, so I don't think they're too dissatisfied with that. I wish they would have been able to hold on to Kitsune Rush, but again, now nothing to counter Chewy's incoming Blade.
I gotta say, right, Eternal Beat Drop Bears don't even have a support ultimate heading up into Dire Raven's beat, but as well, like, you are gonna have nothing for this cage fight, so I think JBL Speaker might have a little more in favor, and they're still gonna force some ults.
Okay, Maru uses the cage fight to kind of clear the point. Not going to get anybody with it. Was hoping to maybe get that Genji, but he does find the Scotty. Oh, everybody's so low in that corner. They're going to have to back up. The overclock is making some space right now. Magic Otter trying to actually make some magic himself. Forces the teleport, but he's got to get a kill on the kill feed to try to make something happen. Maru super low into the backline. Blade going to be coming just in time. Chewy getting his revenge. Getting two. Wants a third. And you know he's going to get the 3K because the Blade always finds its mark.
Making himself a player in this series. Chewy able to get 3 up on the kill feed. JBL Speaker, they're still up in the up running for their meterage. Can they make their way and push this block even more in their favor?
You know, if they get a checkpoint here, I think this is going to be huge. They lose Boo here.
No, Boo.
They still got the lead, so it's not a big deal here. So I think Maru's still coming. Yeah, Maru's still coming back in that fight. So I think they may have just miscommunication on when they wanted to go in. They lost 3 now. No, okay, now they got to completely back up here and make sure they don't lose this checkpoint. Oh
big
no,
reset needs to happen.
Stagger galore. Run, Maru, run, man.
All right, here we go. Can Maru kind of reset with JBL Speaker as Boo almost has that Deadeye ready to go Optibot, trying to charge up that Kitsune Rush. That's a great ultimate combo too, right? If they were to pop the Kitsune and Deadeye, that is big beneficial, but it's a lot to use.
It's a lot to use, and they've already got the checkpoint here, so like there's really no reason to commit any ultimates here if you're JBL Speaker. I think you just kind of try to do a dry fight here and try to go back in once you get some resources. Yeah, and that's what they're gonna do. There's no, it makes no sense here because they've already got the checkpoint. They've already initiated the push beyond that, so it's not like you're losing anything trying to wait for another fight. And especially when you lose access to your main damage dealer on the flank, Optibot's still gonna make the commitment. Terra Surge onto the Kitsune Rush. Not gonna find anything, but he's gonna make quite a bit of space. Oh, it does get magic, but he finds up falling as well. Scotty forced to hide out in the corner, but again, I think Eternal Beat Droppers, they don't mind this because as long as they keep baiting out ultimates, they've still got a huge lead right now and checkpoint progress.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you here, Leapfrog. JBL Speaker, they're trying to build up some ults as, I mean, Deadeye's still ready to go. The cage fight, I think, is going to be very crucial heading up into what Eternal Beat Drop Bears has. If they could force the beat here, even the Sojourn Overclock, and possibly even Ant's ult, and still get some picks off of this, I think JBL Speaker is going to be set.
Okay, they're going to be able to beat here. And Deadeye looking for some bodies. Not going to find anything quite yet. Genji already made a big commitment. Get the Orisa, man. Shoot the Orisa. And they do. Okay. I was getting kind of concerned. Ant doesn't have reflect now. Now he's just up to himself. He's going to pop the blade. He gets the 1 pick, but is he going to be able to find more? He's running, chasing after bodies. Everybody's so low, but he's not able to chase him down quite yet. They just shout just in the nick of time just to keep their team alive. Magic trying to take the bot away, but he's not going to be able to get him too far. Maru rips it back into his grips, and it looks like they're going to be able to potentially get this checkpoint back in their favor.
Maru able to get a team communication play there for JBL Speaker as the percentage is now counting for their favor as 57.18 meterage as they get the secondary now activated here up on the Queen Street. Chewy ready to go with this blade, and I think that ultimate that's going to change things.
He's got to find the Lucio. No dash. Oh, man, that was so good from Blue Hen, but Boo said, you know what, I'm going to assist my Genji every day of the week. Genji falling so low, and they're going to be able to get the pick. Oh, no, Ant gets the pick there. Optibot not going to survive, but it's still looking pretty good for JBL Speaker. If they can get rid of Scotty, they might be able to take the lead back in their favor.
Yeah, Scotty's really low here. They're trying to control the room. But Magic Otter gets Boo, and Maru is still going to put up some damage. Can they get to air? No, it's going to get stopped.
Not a big deal. It's only 2 meters that separates the lead here, and especially with 3 minutes on the clock, anything is possible.
100% leapfrog. It's like something after another and after another here up in this series. So much things to cover as Magic Otter is almost dead. The Eternal B-Drop Bears, they're ready to go with the Kitsune Rush from Keegs, but Optibot will go quicker.
Okay, this is crazy. I can't believe there's so many fights Magic Otter would survive with 1 HP and just narrowly making it out. So it's definitely a big shout out to Keegs for keeping him alive during those circumstances.
Shot.
Finally, Magic getting some work done with his overclock.
No.
And Maru, unfortunately, trying to go ice skating right now, going into the water, falling to his death, and it looks like Eternal Drop Bears are going to be able to take the bot back in their favor. I don't know if they're going to be able to start making some more progress here, try to split that lead a little bit further beyond 2, but I don't know. I don't know when they're going to make their commitment onto this fight here. They're just going to do it right off the rip.
Yeah, 100%. I think Eternal B-Drop Bears is going to try and force an ultimate here from JBL as Boo does get this, but it's going to get deflected. Oh, but
is it now? Is it now? Not going to reflect on my watch. And Boo getting the first pick on this fight. Maru's got to slow it down a little bit. I think he's just going to go for the Mega. Maybe just let it. Okay, never mind. He's going to let his supports charge up ultimate. Take a pause on this fight. 1.5 minutes still to go. And again, it's only 2 meters. That's going to be the difference maker for this 5th map. And Scotty working on a Terra Surge here. This is going to be big when it comes to this next fight.
He popped.
There's going to match the beats. Are they going to use Terra Surge here? Or are they going to use Cage Fight? Oh, he's going to catch the Genji. Gotta get out of there. Not able to get him out.
No.
Oh man, Dire Raven was jumping out of there and the cage fight was meant to isolate the Genji, but Scotty used his Fortify and jumped into it just to make sure they get the pick. Boo, retaliating. Oh no, getting everybody so low right there. Boo is one of those things like a couple Cassidy headshots can kind of shift the fight.
Yeah. All right, here we go, Leapfrog. Final minute here in New Queen Street, Toronto. Dire Raven cannot die. As a main support player in this final minute, you cannot die. You need to stay alive for JBL speakers. Hopes and dreams. Optibot ready to go with that Kitsune Rush. That's the only ultimate. Chewy could possibly pop his blade here, but the overclock is used.
Oh, he's hunting. He's looking for the squishy in the back line. Chewy finally gets the pick. 2 big picks. Scotty falls as well. Oh, this is so big. And if they get the stagger on the Lucio as well, this is going to be even bigger because they're not going to be able to get anybody to help touch this point. Bluehead falls. And that 2 meters is going to turn into negative because now JBL Speaker is going to take the lead with only 10 seconds to go. Eternal Drop Bears is going to have to try to bring this back here in overtime.
The ultimate economy value 2 is such in favor of JBL, which
Blade early.
Blade.
Oh, Lucio's so low, not gonna survive. Oh, Magic Otter is so low in the back line. He was forced to hide in the corner. Boo does fall, but the kills have been going back and forth. And just when I say that, it seems like JBL is gonna be able to secure this point. 1 more pick is all they need to secure their 5th map win.
They did it.
And here we go, another win, another step closer to the reverse sweep potential for JBL Speaker.
JBL Speaker still alive in the series, Leapfrog, and anyone that is watching here in the SPCS Twitch, Eternal B-Drop Bears, I mean, now you gotta be worrying, right? You were up 3 maps here early in the start. It looked a little more favorable with the stat line. I know that we've kind of covered it, but yeah, JBL Speaker, wow, just a huge monumental shift. I think I've said that more than twice in this one, but that is absolutely crazy stuff from JBL Speaker. So Eternal B-Drop Bears is a 3-2. Obviously, we're not in a 5-game series, but we are in a 7-game series, Leapfrog. So we still got maps to go. And JBL Speaker, like how I said, they got the momentum riding in their favor, right? And they want to kick it into overdrive to make it up that hill.
Oh, 100%. And now that we've played all the map types, we played the 5 required maps as by SPCS law, we can actually go back to the actual recharge the map pool. If you want to pull up the map pool, Solomon, I can see what I'm talking about. We always start off on control, and then we have to play all the map game modes at least once. And now that we've played them all, we obviously can't repeat the same maps, but now you can go back to your successful game types, right? So now it's one of those things, does Eternal Drop Bears want to try to go back to a control or a flashpoint that they were successful on? But that's the thing though, now they don't have the bans, and those maps are really close.
Yeah, 100%. And I think if you were to go to a control map, you still got to worry about a Hog, right? I think Hog is going to excellent work up on Ilios, Nepal, even Samoa, right? You got those spaces, the hook, those, players, right? But even if we were to go up onto like an escort, I think even though if they were to bring a composition that could really favor against Eternal Beat Drop Bears, like how we got to see on that new Queen Street, I think stuff is gonna still be very much in favor of JBL Speaker. As I said, the momentum is still going for them, and that it's 100% what they need here in that grand final scenario.
So that's the thing. Now that you've gone through all the map types, you've gone through pretty much all the essential bans that I think Eternal Drop Bears kind of focused on going into the series. What do they go to next? I mean, the only logical thing is Roadhog, right?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be something like that. I think Roadhog played a big kind of game for Maru and the JBL Speaker side of things, but you know how we've been saying up on this broadcast, they have that player hero pool that they could really mix and match into Eternal Beat Drop Bears here tonight. So I think it's going to be fun and creative to see what JBL Speaker does choose in favor. But wow, we are getting to take a look at Havana against the, I think Eternal chose that one, or was it JBL?
Yeah, it was Eternal. Eternal chose that, so that means that the first ban will be selected by JBL.
They're both equal.
But of course, they gotta be equal, right? They go to another, and that's what's crazy to me. I don't know why they would go to another escort map, because you saw on their attempt on Watcher Ranger Gibraltar, it was not successful at all. But they opt to go for it again. They're confident in their DPS. Honestly, that's the only thing I'm thinking of. I think they're just leaning on Ant a little bit more in this match, and Magic Otter. Magic Otter's been playing kind of like a freakazoid on that last map too. I mean, the stat line still showed that he was feeling good. Oh, what'd I say? Was that the magic word?
No, Freakazoid was a team.
Oh, was it really?
Oh,
yeah, it was.
Series 1. No, Leapfrog's cooking with this one. So, I think you still have this powerful impact of bans here for this next escort matchup in between two of the teams. And I gotta say, I'm not the one that's going to be tired after these two maps. I'm going to be so excited to hop out of my chair, but I want to keep on casting this. It's so it wants you to do more, I guess. Like, it wants you to cast more after everything that we've seen here tonight in this rookie division. But yeah, these bans are going to be so big for both of the two teams. And as you said, Eternal Beat Drop Bears really picked all the highlighted player roles and heroes that JBL really provides for their team. So I think it's going to be more challenging now for Eternal.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, now that the unfortunate thing is you banned Freya last map, so Freya is no longer going to be an option, which I think Ant has been kind of like the annoying DPS character, and that's why they picked this map to begin with, right? They want to emphasize DPS, they want to empower Ant and Magic Otter to keep doing work, and of course you have to ban Widow here, right? That's the only logical solution. That's the only other one besides that is Ashe potentially, but, we've already banned the Freya. I don't think he's going to go Ashe without a Mercy Pock, and I don't know if Mercy is viable on attack here, but whoa, the Kiriko ban. What is Kiggs going to play now?
Wait, is Kiggs up in this one, or did they do the substitution? Do we know that one?
We're about to find out right now. Person is literally typing. Nope, just kidding. Psych. Wrong number. No, that's a remarkable ban. I mean, the Kiriko, has been a staple for both of the teams throughout the entire series. So now that we're going to ban that, I wonder if they're going to go to like a brawl style comp with like a Reinhardt, Winston, or Reinhardt, May, Bastion potentially.
Could happen.
Baptiste.
I mean, you still got Poke is really favorable here up on Havana, as you get to see Ashe could be used, right, for the line of sight, but you get to take out the Widowmaker. So I think it's going to be more of Ashe, maybe even Hanzo could be played here up in the mix. You could also see a Sojourn still getting used, a lot of the hit scan value, maybe even a Kree, but Genji could still be beneficial here. There's so much heroes in the roles that these players play that could really change the game in mechanical ways, but here up on Havana, it needs to work for JBL Speaker, as JBL Speaker has 2 maps in their favor right now, trying to build up that reverse sweep moment. But if you are somebody in the Twitch chat that is wondering, can JBL make their way into that reverse sweep marking? Yes, they can. Havana's the next matchup, and Leapfrog, I will have to say, I think the hopes and dreams of Eternal, I know that I'm saying it right here and right now, I think it's actually like kind of the hill has dropped for Eternal. I don't think that they have the momentum now riding up in this series. You get JBL Speaker, which is building so much factor after so many maps in the series that have been extremely close, right? So you got 2 to 3. What else is it going to take? Will we go to the next one? It's all going to be said and done with. Will Havana make the hopes and dreams from Maru, Boo, Chewy, Optibot, and Dire Raven to stay alive in the series against Eternal Beat Drop Bears?
And you see right here, this is kind of what I thought would happen. I think the Baptiste is going to be played here. This map really emphasizes the power of like certain hit scan and stuff like that. But you see Maru back on the Ramatra, Boo on the Mei, and of course I like it. You got to do it here because just like similar to that King's Row map I was talking about, you don't want to hold far in that corner because it turns into a one fight situation for your team. But now they have an opportunity to hold it down multiple times. And you see Maru all by himself on that point. Dire Raven's gonna try to escort their team out of that fight, or actually into it. Immortality being used, and which one's on attack and which one's on defense? They swap sides. Oh, sniped. Ant is playing the sniper on the Pharah.
Yeah, Ant doing a good job there, taking out Boo. But take a look at this. Magic Otter switching on to an Ashe. So this is kind of something that I highlighted before Havana, where Ashe could provide a lot of scoped range, but as well, even with the Pharah up in the mix, that's going to be something like a game changer for Eternal here, possibly.
Yeah, I don't know who they're going to be able to contest. Boo is probably going to be the only one they can probably like snipe with, unless they're just going to change up their comp altogether. Yeah, and it looks like they're going to start shifting everything around. But Optiba, I think, is going to stay on the Baptiste. I think that's what you need to do. You need to fortify your Bastion, and what better way than an Immortality field? Literally makes your team, impossible to be eliminated during those fights. And of course, Window becomes a big factor. Scotty immediately swapping over to the Sigma as well. I mean, now that they have the time to make the swaps, it's going to be crucial for Boo to get this pick on this high ground here. But with the Mercy Pocket from Blue Hand, it's going to be kind of hard to get rid of this Pharah.
Let's see what happens. Ant ready to go with the barrage here. Up on the side of the Eternal Beat Drop Bears, you have Kig's Window trying to come up here as the bat player, but you also have Blue's Valk, which is almost charging up. But take a look at this. JBL Speaker is running Maru up on that. Oh, yo. But the Immo. They get the pick, so it's a trade.
That's perfect. I think that's the pick you needed to get. Out of all the supports that you wanted to get, you definitely wanted to get the Baptiste. You potentially do some work here, and now when you have the Lucio, only has the beat here. Dire Raven, she needs to be perfect when it comes to this beat decision making. Window coming out from Key, Bob as well. To the back line we go. But it looks like they're going to be able to regroup and recontest in a moment's notice. And now that they have Dire Raven still holding on to that beat as well, I like the decision making. Oh, actually, we just sprinted back. Are we just not going to touch?
No, they're going to go in. They're going to get jumped up in.
What was that? No sprint. That was so weird of a decision for Maru right there to sprint backwards. Maybe just lost track of where the payload was at. Ashe in the back line. If they can get this Ashe, it might be good, but I don't know if they're going to be able to survive long enough to be able to contest. They rip him out of the sky. Dire Raven's going to fall just like Maru right behind them. Artillery strike is not going to do much. And that was a very bizarre decision making from Maru right there to try to sprint backwards and not onto the point while Raven has the beat. That was just a mistake.
Oh my goodness. Chewy's back up on the Genji. That is a phenomenal hero to be played here up on Ivana. But yeah, I think even if JBL Speaker wanted to kind of mix into an Ana with the Genji, I think that would also provide something too for JBL. But let's see what they do. They have an ultimate coming up. They have that cage ready to go, but they also have Boo, which could provide some extra damage.
Yeah, OptiBot doesn't have access to window anymore. They already used it in that last fight, and that's where I was like kind of concerned about when they made that touch. They used up a lot of their ultimates, and right now, if I'm Mar right now, I act like Mochi please right now and doing like the Kermit the Frog off the roof emote, or GIF, but. Not right now. Gotta focus on right here and now. You can see Chewy swapping over to the Genji. No more Bastion. Still a lot of survivability. I don't know how you're gonna try to get rid of this Sigma, because just similar to earlier, like we were saying, like where's your damage dealer when JBL was playing defense? Same thing. Like how can you uproot this Malgrim?
Yeah.
He has too much health pool, and you have to deal with Immortality and the Baptiste. It's just you're really just relying on this DPS to put in some work.
Well, Leapfrog, I mean, you got the Dragons. The Dragons are going to be popped, but JBL Speaker, they haven't used an ultimate just yet. So great ways to force it all, but take a look at this. Boo playing that low ground, going to try and kind of get something. Yes, Blue, you're out.
Man, Bluehead tried to peek his head out to see where the High Noon was at, and guess what? It just struck 12:01. He was still able to get the pick off in time, and it spelled go time for their team. Unfortunate, it's one of those things like when you're Valking, you're typically, not too concerned about getting sniped out of the air like that, but that's the thing, 100% accuracy, and it's going to spell a regroup for their team. Ant swapping over to the tried and true Freya. This is where we saw a lot of success before, and Bluehead actually still committing on his Mercy. I'm really surprised. I thought the Mercy would be swapping off here, but maybe they still want to find some more support on this high ground.
Maybe, who knows, Blue Hen just trying to put in some work with the Mercy by far. But take a look at this,
Yikes.
Scotty getting absolutely nothing. That is, yeah, as you said, yikes, but they're still getting picks.
Yeah, they actually gonna get two. Wow, still gonna get two because they forced out the Immortality field. They thought Maru was gonna get caught in that, so they try to initiate an early ultimate just to try to keep him nice and healthy, but wind up falling in their exchange anyways, thanks to Magic Otter on this Cassidy. Now it's Otter's turn to pop the High Noon. They have a contest potential here. They have beat again. Hopefully Maru doesn't sprint the wrong direction again, and it looks like he's not gonna do it. He's just gonna go straight to point here, not gonna chance it. And again, with Ant on this power position with the damage boost, how are they going to try to get any type of damage done? You're about to find out right now.
Oh, they shut it down.
Just shutting it down.
That is crazy work, Chewy.
Just hold it. Yeah. I was going to say, I don't think you hold it. I think you just hold it here. I think they're just going to regroup. And now with 30 seconds on the clock, they have 5 ultimates ready and waiting for JBL Speaker. They're in an amazing position to get this point to stop right here and now.
I agree, Leapfrog. JBL Speaker locking it in with their ultimate economy, waiting for that one ultimate to go off here for Eternal B-Drop Bears, as Ant is the only ult ready to go. So the window is going to be popped here first for Opti, which you might be trying to get a pick here with this, but Chew's getting kind of focused, but the blade...
Yep, GG, son. Shake my hand. Big blade, big combination ultimates, and in overtime, it's going to pretty much spell lights out for Eternal Drop Bears. And now it looks like they're a shell of their former selves. They were a dominant force to be reckoned with in those first 3 maps, and all of a sudden now it feels like they're getting shook to all the way to their core, and JBL in the driver's seat.
This is crazy work from JBL, a number 2 seed, the underdog in this series. No one was expecting something like this to happen. People,
Wait, what?
we were all wanting a 4-0 fashion for Eternal B-Drop Bears. All wanted it. But yeah, take a look at this. I mean, the stat line, this is something, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed this. Scotty, OP, the tank for Eternal Drop Bears, no deaths. And yet they did not full cap.
My.
They did not full cap. They only got the first point, and yet this man Scotty has no deaths. Crazy work. I mean, that's what I tell you, the stats aren't everything. They don't tell the full story. Boo only finishing 6-3. I feel like Boo's the one initiating every single fight with a pick, and yet the stat line is just so flip-flopped.
Yeah, I think JBL Speaker has found themselves in a very nice answer against the composition that Eternal Beat Drop Bears are trying to run here, which I gotta say, as an underdog up in this series, they've been really trying to prove a factor into that #1 seed. So let's see what happens here. Scotty's up on the Sigma, and they're not close holding this like JBL Speaker did. So they're actually making a little more space against Maru's Amalga, which is a little more smarter because you got Magic Otter and Ant to play that range potential.
All right, and you see now Eternal Drop Bears, they're actually going to go for the corner hold, and they're just letting him have all this free space. I mean, of course, Magic Otter on the Ashe and Ant on the Freya, so they're actually going to go for like a double sniper, real hybrid poke comp, but they're not going to run a Mercy with it. This is so weird. This is like the one time you want to run the Mercy, and you don't. It's like when you have 2 DPS that can be damage boosted and can really take advantage of the position, the power position, they're not going to take advantage of it, but you see Magic Otter trying to put in some work right now, and he does, working on a 4th pick right there, but they're going to be running with the tail between their legs. But look how much payload progress they've gotten. They're totally happy with that. It's already on the corner. Oh, what are you doing, Maru?
Oh, yeah, Maru getting taken out there by Ant. But as I said, right, Eternal Beat Drop Bears, they have that range, and they've been playing it pretty good so far. But they did push it up to that 44.13 marking. So JBL Speaker, you aren't going to have an ultimate just yet. And I think the thing that you're going to have to fight against is those DPS ults, which are almost charged up for the Beat Drop Bears.
Oh, he's aiming for this headshot. Oh, if he gets this headshot here, that's going to be huge. Chewy on the high ground as well, just trying to uproot this Ashe that's been a thorn in their side. They're going to have Bob pretty soon here as well. But again, now that all this payload progress is being made, I mean, even if they lose this person here, I think if they win one team fight, that's it. It's going to be the first point. It's going to be over, and they're going to be in a really good position to be able to close out this this 4th map, or this 6th map.
Let's see what's going to happen here. The Eternal Beat Drop Bears still ready to go with those 2 DPS ultimates. And I gotta say, the ultimate economy is really building up for the favor of the Beat Drop Bears, as JBL Speaker, they've been getting shut down for their attacks so far. And you got to see a great defensive hold from JBL Speaker there up on that secondary point, stopping them to make it to that 3rd. But Eternal really kicking the gears here.
I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of tough. Like, what do you do? You see Maru swapping off the Malga, going to the Sigma just to have a little bit more damage mitigation and try to act a little bit more survivability. I was just about to ask, where did he go? Wait, what? Oh my gosh, if he comes out. I was just gonna ask, what ults do you use here to try to bait out Bob, to bait out the graphitic flux? And it looks like we're just gonna do the big ultimates like this. Boo swapping over to the Freya just to kind of damage mitigate some of that stuff. Oh boy, everybody getting so low. Dire Raven getting caught out of position. Yeah, she was kind of in a tough spot. No ultimates now for JBL Speaker. I mean, the closest person they have is maybe Chewy, but it's going to be a long ways till. And now with only a minute left on the clock, they're actually in a pretty bad spot here. They need to try to find a way to bait out some of these crucial ultimates. If they can find a pick on the blue hen, I think it'll be perfect because he's the only one that can kind of keep their tank alive with the potential title blast.
Yep, late dire swaps here from JBL Speaker as the Cassidy and the Ramatra are now up on the playing field. Eternal Beat Drop Bears ready to go with their 2 support ultimates. And yeah, if you are Maru here, you gotta catch these people up in the slows of things if you're the Ramatra. So I think JBL Speaker kind of have a plan here, but they need to be going quick.
Okay, they're just gonna kite it. 30 seconds left here. Chewy gotta survive here.
Chewy needs help.
Oh no, they had to use Immortality Field. That's so bad because now they have nothing to stop this next ultimate here. Title Blast incoming.
Oh, no.
On top of that, Chewy's gonna fall. They need to regroup right now. 15 seconds left on the clock, and it's gonna be a team wipe for Eternal Drop Bears. And it looks like it's gonna be an exaggerative stagger for their team. Their last chance of being able to close it out. Eternal Drop Bears wants to stop the reverse sweep.
JBL,
they can do it. Blade coming out on point, but it's all that's gonna happen. The touch. Now it's just desperation. Eternal Drop Bears are looking to close out the series. Wants to be your grand finals champ, and they can do it right here and now. Graphitic Flux, Maru, what do you got? Nothing. He falls just like their hopes and dreams of the reverse sweep. And here it is. It's about to happen after this last touch. The one last touch, he had already used the blade, so there's not much he can do now except hope they can find another pick. But that's all you're you're going to get.
Oh,
and
no.
there it is. Eternal Beat Drop Bears shut down the reverse sweep and are your Rookie Division Grand Finals Season 3 champion.
Wow, what a great way to finish out this series, as if you are an eternal Beat Drop Bears fan. But as well, the players really showed up here, right? The momentum was in favor of JBL Speaker, and Eternal locked in for the phase of things on their defense against the attack of JBL Speaker. But there it is. Crazy work for the production edit here. Eternal Beat Drop Bears, the Rookie Division champions in the SPCS Series 3.
Man, good stuff to the team. I think a lot of people wanted to see a 7th and final map, but I mean, that was a really surprising attack phase from Eternal Beat Drop Bears. And I think a lot of people were hoping that JBL were going to be able to help capitalize on that unsuccessful attack from them. But alas, I think they just had an even better defensive strategy. I was questioning running the double snipers with no mercy, but they found a way to lock it down with the Wu Yang and the Baptiste, and they looked phenomenal on it.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. That's been the word of tonight, as Eternal Beat Drop Bears are your Rookie Division champions. But we still got things to say, as MVP is next up, but as well us here up on the broadcast. So I think JBL Speaker is still a great team compared against Eternal Beat Drop Bears. They really proved themselves tonight here. They stopped the fashion of the 4-0 head-to-head. But yeah, I think this definitely gives credit towards JBL Speaker here, even though that they didn't win that grand final. I still do think these players have been putting in a great work with their mechanics, but as well their team compositions throughout the match.
Yeah, 100%. I like the decision making. They, the adaptations that both the teams had. You could see the momentum start to shift a little bit, but the Eternal Drop Bears, I think, eventually had a game plan going into that. And again, even after a really questionable escort attempt on Watchpoint Gibraltar, they still trusted in their game plan. They went back to the escort. They again emphasized their DPS play, and that's what was successful. They knew Ant, they knew Magic was able to pull out the stocks, and they just started to go to work and go to town on the double hit scan or double sniper.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering who we could pick here for MVP. I know Magic and Ant, we've been kind of hinting them for the Eternal Beat Drop Bears here up in this series. If we were to say here, at least Leapfrog, if you were to say an MVP off of this matchup, what do you think it would be?
Man, it's tough. They were both playing super well. Obviously in that last match, I think it really, Otter was doing some work on the actual Ash itself. But I think in the grand scheme of things, I believe Ant definitely took it in the end of the day. I think he was super consistent throughout all the maps. Didn't go to a map 7, but if you look at the stat line, he definitely can attest that Ant was putting in some work.
I 100% agree. I gotta agree with the Ant pick here, as Ant is the Rookie Division Finals MVP for the last time here in the Rookie Division. So yeah, Ant has put in some excellent work for the team on Eternal Beat Drop Bears, and I bet this roster going forward, if they could kind of keep it like this, I think there's going to be a lot of hope in the community of Eternal, but as well, if you could build another team around the players, you are going to have excellent success.
Yeah, like a dynasty, so to speak. And I think you definitely have a great core to start off with. I think Ant, they've been playing amazing DPS throughout the entire series, all the way through the Swiss stage. I couldn't tell you, however, every single time that I casted a match for Eternal, Ant seemed like they were MVP. So it's just a testament to their skill. Definitely building a dominant roster, and to come in with a sub, by the way, the Scotty is not their benchmark player. He's actually a fill that they had to get last minute, and he did amazing. I mean, that last map in particular, 26-0.
Yeah, Scotty looking real good there for Eternal Beat Drop Bears. But you know what else is exciting? Another couple matches of our finals a week here in SPCS, as we still got the Advanced Division with the Billings Boomers and no one else, which that will be getting taken on tomorrow at 7 p.m. But as well, you have the Intermediate Division Wednesday with Eternal Fury and Joey Esports. Plus, I do think that this was announced. I think there will be an SPCS kind of event later in the week for like MVPs overall, like who was the best player in each division and stuff. But yeah, it's going to be super exciting if you're a player or a fan or really anything up in the SPCS base.
Yeah, definitely a great time to be an Overwatch player and an Overwatch enjoyer like myself and Naya here. We've had a ton of fun watching the rookie division prosper all throughout the year and throughout this entire season. We saw a lot of great talent being shown tonight. We have even more talent coming tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going to start 1 hour earlier. It's going to start at 7 p.m. Eastern, and again Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern as well. So make sure you guys join the Discord so you stay up to date on when they go live and when we're going to be doing some more events, like we were talking about the All-Stars, so to speak. It's a lot of fun to be had. There's still plenty more Overwatch to be played.
Wait, I just low-key kind of remembered something. The Freakazoids and Esoteric matchup went in 4-2 favor, and I'm wearing this pit hat right now. It calculated the prediction of the series scoreline. Wow, that is crazy work. Naya's been working the brain. But yeah, excellent stuff from us casters tonight. Excellent stuff to our production here in SPCS. Y'all have cooked throughout the whole entire season, but as well, this broadcast. And yeah, I don't got anything else to say, but Leapfrog, do you want to kind of give a little closing to the stream?
Again, I want to give a big shout out to everybody that participated in the rookie division. Again, I know it's one of those things like not a lot of people pay attention to it, but there's a lot of fans out there. They may not have the GM skill levels quite yet, but they still have talent nonetheless to show off to all their friends and all their families. So I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys play your hearts out because, again, at the end of the day, it's all for fun. It's all for games, and we made a great show out of it. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in as per usual. And that's it for me, Naya.
Excellent stuff. Well, guys, we still got matches to come here in the Spawn Point Championship Series, Series 3 of them all. So watch out for the Intermediate Division and the Advanced Division in the upcoming days. This was Naya and Leapfrog on the Rookie Division cast, and we will possibly see you later in the future. Love you all. Have an excellent one.